Folks at home, welcome to the Ike Live Halloween special. I was busy counting my money a few minutes ago, but now the show has started. It's going to be a great show tonight, folks. We have Randy and Robin Howell joining us. Wait a minute, what the Howells? Are we the house? Lovey? Introducing my co-host, Lovey.
Thurston, we're the house.
We're the house. Randy,
we're the only house.
We're the only
at
house.
The Oyster Yacht
Of course,
Club.
we're the only house. Randy and Robin Howell will be joining us tonight on Ike Live. Also, JT Kenney. Who is this JT Kenney, Lovey?
I don't know. I've never heard of him.
Preposterous. It's going to be a great show. Also, Lovey, we are giving away amazing prizes tonight from all the Ike Live sponsors. And we'll be reviewing the current state of affairs with bass fishing. What bass, FLW, MLF? What do all these stand for? Is this money? Acronyms? Lovey?
I don't know. As long as they make us money, it's fine.
Okay. What? We'd like to start out by thanking just a few of our sponsors here that...
I can't take it.
that make living on this wretched Ike Live studio island possible. Line cutters. Lovey, line cutters.
Line cutters. They help Gilligan a lot, and the professor makes fabulous things with
And
line
you
cutters.
did cut those pearls with line
I
cutters. Line cutters, amazing cutting tool, flush mount, ring, and also, Lovey, I don't know if you knew this, but brand new, unbelievable zipper pull. Please, everybody watching, go to linecutters.com, use Ike Live Rules 20, and you could get your very own cutter. Also brought to you by presenting sponsor of the island known as Ike Live, Mystery Tackle Box. And they have a lot of money like me, so I like them.
This is going to be a long show.
It's going to be a long
This is
show.
terrible.
Mystery... Try to stay in character as long as possible. Why are you messing with me?
I'm thinking maybe not.
All right, maybe not. All right, we're also brought to you by Mystery Tackle Box. Listen to me. It's like Christmas to your doorstep once a month. We're going to be opening one of these boxes tonight. And we got a little promotion we'll be doing with Mystery Tackle Box. And you could win your very own Elite Box tonight. Go to MysteryTackleBox.com. Use the promo code IkeLive something, and you're going to get a percentage off a box.
IkeLive 20.
IkeLive 20, okay. Also brought to you by Real Snot. Listen to me. Google it. If you don't believe me, Google it. Go to my page. Go to the Ike Live page. Check out the video of actual real snot being used, how much further you can cast. Proof is in the pudding.
It's in there.
It's in the pudding. Go to realsnot.com. Use the promo code IkeLive25, 25% off anything on the Real Snot page. Listen to me, guys. Hang in there. When we come back, we've got an amazing Ike Live Halloween special with special guests and prizes waiting for you. Come on. Let's go, Lovey.
Warning! The following live webcast might contain content that some people find crude, vulgar, or objectionable. When watching this program, please make sure the room is well lit and do not sit too close to the screen. If you're uptight, easily offended, or lacking a sense of humor, please stop watching right now and leave the internet. Now it's time for Ike Live.
What is this foolishness? How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, so you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Boom.
Folks at home, welcome to the island of Ike Live. I am Thurston Howell III. My beautiful wife, Lovey. What's your real name, Lovey?
Lovey Howell.
Lovey Howell is joining us as the co-host tonight. How are you doing tonight, Lovey?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
We have an amazing Halloween special for you tonight. By the way, I counted my money recently. I still have a lot of money, and I'm insanely rich.
You have 1.6 billion?
I have a lot! I don't need to win the damn lottery. I have enough money.
We will by the end of tonight.
We might have more, Lovey. We've got a great Halloween special for everyone tonight, Lovey. We have special guest, Randy and Robin Howell.
How?
Wait a minute. Howell? We're the Howells.
We're the Howells.
Imposters.
That's preposterous! Preposterous! Incrimonious!
I can hear your sighs of disapproval back there, bro.
Incrimonious!
You can hear that?
Randy and Robin Howell joining us tonight. Also, very, very special guest, a good friend of the Ike Live Island here, this wretched island that we can't seem to get off of. JT Kenney will be joining us by phone with a big announcement from JT tonight. Oh, God, thank you for my teddy.
Oh, God.
I love my teddy. Also, we'll be doing a little bit of a recap on how this show Fish My City with some knucklehead that screams too much, Lovey. I don't like all that excitement. It makes me nuts.
It's not allowed at the Oyster Yacht Club. No screaming allowed.
No screaming. We'll be giving away great prizes, Lovey, later in the show from
I love prizes.
Mystery Tackle Box and all the line cutters
A
and all the
mystery?
sponsors here at this island. It's going to be a great show. Let me introduce the room real quick. The rest of the cast, Lovey, that we cannot seem to get off of this damn island.
No.
All this money we have, it's useless.
It's all the skipper's fault.
It's my fault.
Can't use any of it to get off this island. Sitting on the couch tonight, joining us, I've been stuck with this guy, this angry man, for way too many years. The Skipper joins us tonight. Skipper?
Thank you for having me.
Skipper, you're looking a little under the weather, Skipper.
I blame Gilligan, you know, under the weather for shipwreck.
Right. We all blame him.
It's all Gilligan's fault.
Gilligan's fault.
The show was late.
Gilligan's fault?
And you know what my name is?
What is your name, Skipper?
Skipper Jonas Grumby.
Jonas Grumby! Was that one of the trivia facts later that we just blew?
Yes.
We just blew a trivia question, Lovey. That'll cost you, Skipper.
Well, I wonder why you picked me as the skipper. Just curious.
A lot of the features are correct.
Same haircut. Yeah, the hair. It was the haircut.
All right, now, Skipper, the question. You're under the weather. I know you'll possibly be departing into the jungle later to throw up. But who is this character next to you, Skipper? Who is this? Who are you?
Me kill him, Gilligan. Me boil Skipper.
Could I ask who you are, young, established, handsome, nipple crooked man?
I am lead head hunter. I was going to marry my fat daughter to Gilligan. He thought he was getting the skinny one.
Remember that episode? Dude?
I remember that.
So listen, dude, Gilligan, it's like this, like attractive, like squaw. It's like wandering through the jungle, and he finds her.
I kind of do know.
And she's like hot, and he thinks he's gonna marry her. Well, this dude shows up, and the ceremony's about to start, and then like it's like 300-pounder in like a grass skirt comes out, and that's the one he was getting married off to. And then he offended the head guy by not marrying her, and that's the whole episode.
Oh my God!
Chased in that fast speed around the island.
the little Benny Hill as they go around. Okay, let me continue with introducing the island, Lovey, because there's still two more characters in the back here.
Yes, we were stranded on the island with quite a few people.
Quite a few people. Joining us back in the booth tonight, the man who produces the show. He's got a scientific engineering background. The one and only Professor. Professor, how are you tonight, Professor?
I'm good. I don't know what I'm...
Why don't you sound like the Professor? Professor?
There you go.
You sound like Brian the Carpenter, Lovey. I don't understand.
The professor's a mystery. Why can't he get us off of here? He's so smart.
Yes. Hold on. Let me count my money again real quick. Oh, I still have it. And sitting back in the booth with the professor.
There he is.
And he really, Levy, I would go as far as the cause of being stuck on this wretched island this many years.
Yes.
It's the Gilligan.
The Gilligan.
What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? I'm here too. Just trying to get off the island like everyone else.
Gilligan, speak up!
I'm here. What's up?
I can't hear
Hi.
you, young man.
Hello. I'm here. Hi.
That's the best impression out of anybody I've heard.
That's spot on. Just be yourself.
That's all I had to do.
Whoever knew you were Bob Denver, John Denver. What's his name?
Bob Denver.
Bob Denver.
Now, here's actually the funny part. I know this is a little out of order, but I do want to bring this up. When we decide, by the way, anybody's watching tonight, please.
I don't think so. Go ahead.
There's nobody watching tonight. But if you're watching tonight, we want to hear from you. This is a ridiculous show. We want to hear from you. If you have comments on anything that's happening tonight, comments for a guest, please chime in. Hit us up on the IM. Gilligan's manning the IM right now. You could also hit us up on our social media feeds, wherever my phone is, at Ike Live Show, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I want to bring something up, Brian. It's funny because I want to tell the story of how we ended up being Gilligan's Island. Every year, Pete, you got to admit, dude, 5 years in, we've had Halloween specials have been really cool.
Yeah.
They're one of the funnest shows we do all year.
It's usually
I know we have fun.
Yeah. I know we have fun. Everybody else is cringing like this is terrible.
Remember the early shows? We would come in and Becky would just have costumes.
Yeah.
You have to wear
yeah.
this. You're like, what?
Yeah, there was no self-involvement.
Pete was like mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving.
Mike was a turkey one year, remember?
I was a turkey? Yeah, I was turkey. We've been a lot of
No,
things.
we were pilgrims.
Pilgrims, that's
and
right.
Pilgrims and Indians,
Yeah.
that's right.
But this one, Dave, I want to give you all the credit because we had a brainstorming session. And I didn't even think it was over the phone, right? It was via text? Or was it? Or were we on the phone? It was via text. And we all kind of threw some ideas that were okay. And then you came up with Gilligan's Island. I want to corner you first. Why? Because you wanted to wear this costume.
No. My wife and I were coming home from upstate New York fishing. She came up with the idea.
Wow, Mel.
I didn't come up with it.
Mel, if you're
Good
watching
job,
or if
Mel.
you're listening later, shout out to Mel for coming out with a great idea.
She always comes up with a good idea.
She's got brains. The ladies always have more brains than the guys.
This is 2 years in a row that your household has come up with the Halloween.
Wow.
What was last year?
WWE.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was me. That was all me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right. 2 years in a row.
We've picked some interesting ones.
Star Wars.
Now
Yeah.
Star Trek.
here's the thing.
Star
A lot
Trek.
of our
Star Wars,
viewers, a lot of our viewers and listeners are in the
Oh, yeah, we
same category of Eric the intern. And Eric, I do want to put you on the spot a little bit. Becky, tell the story of when we told Eric that we were doing Gilligan's Island. First of all, everybody listening right now, Eric had no idea what Gilligan's Island even effing was.
None.
Okay, but when you told him,
Is that true?
that's true.
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
So you got to remember, if you're probably in your mid-20s or earlier, unless you're a hardcore old TV sitcom fan, you have no freaking clue what Gilligan's Island is. There's probably people right now Googling it. But you told Eric he's going to be Gilligan.
Yeah.
And at first he was kind of like, well, what's that? What's that? What do you mean? But then
I told him he was Gilligan of Gilligan's Island.
of Gilligan's Island.
And Eric
then
got
what happened?
so excited because he was like the lead character.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a high bar to break considering I was in a dress last year. Let's just be honest.
That's right.
But
I thought for sure you were going to be Ginger this time.
someone said that in the comments, actually.
Yeah.
They were like, you're always going so hard on Eric. He must be Ginger.
Ginger.
Don't worry, Ginger and
Marianne.
Marianne are
Ginger
coming.
and Marianne will be making appearances later tonight, by the way.
Excellent.
Just let everybody know. Yeah, Pete, give the HIV to that microphone right there, will you?
Putting virus bugs
Mark it
on
right
this
now.
phone
Mark
right
that
now.
headset as Pete's headset.
We'll get the Clorox out.
As Pete's headset. We're going to have a great show for you tonight, guys. Listen to me. We've got Randy and Robin Howell on tonight. I thought we were the house, but we do have Randy and Robin Howell on tonight. Catching up with those guys. Haven't had Randy on in a while. We've also got a great friend of the show, JT Kenney, on tonight, making a big announcement, Brian the Carpenter.
That is correct.
Sort of not for the first time, but
not.
But a big
Pretty
announcement.
amazing announcement.
An amazing
though.
announcement.
Huge, yeah.
And I got a lot of questions for him.
Yeah, Pete's very excited
It's
about
not that big.
It's not that big. Also, Brian Carpenter, we're going to be giving away some great prizes tonight. We have a little contest in store. We're going to be talking
very cool
about
contest in the second half of the
second
show.
half of the
Second
show.
hour. Second hour.
Hang in there because you're going to get amazing prizes from Flambeau, Mystery Tackle Box, Line Cutter, Liquid Mayhem, Real Snot. A lot of great prizes in store for you. And finally, we're going to be catching up on some stuff, Beck, which I'm excited about. We're going to be catching up on Fish My City. We're going to be catching up a little bit on the state of the sport. And we're really going to try hard to get Kelly Jordan on in the third segment. Kelly Jordan, a big player in Major League Fishing. We're going to try to get him on. I know he's got a lot going on tonight. But if you want to, right now, if you're sitting in front of your phone and you want to hashtag or at Kelly Jordan and
Harass him.
And harass him about coming on tonight, that'd be great because we'd love to hear from Kelly. Yes, Brian Carpenter, what are you showing me right there? I don't even know what he's showing me. We want to start out every show, as we always do, and we want to send a huge shout-out to our military, active and veterans, men and women. Thank you guys for what you do. It's a crazy world. Also, our policemen, firemen, EMT, thank you guys for your service. We appreciate what you do. Also, we definitely want to always recognize amazing things, sad things, to people that are special to the show. And we got a fan of the show that's been watching since almost the very beginning, Matt Eichinger, a big fan and supporter of Ike Live and everything we do. We're thinking about you, Matt, right now, and your family. It's tough. They just lost an infant, an 8-month-old. I tell you, I can't even imagine. I can't even. I don't want to try to imagine. I can't even imagine. But I know it's tough going through a loss and with someone so young. We're thinking about you. There's also there's a GoFundMe account set up, Brian the Carpenter, if I'm correct. And if you'd like to help Matt and his family, it's a really tough time for him. Please check it out. They have a GoFundMe account. If you search Matt Eichinger, and I'm going to spell it for you, it's EICHINGER.
Yeah, and that's M-A-T, one T.
M-A-T, one T. Matt Eichinger. If you search that, you'll be able to find his GoFundMe if you want to help out. So we're thinking about you, Matt. And Pete, the other thing, too, I needed to say it, and I asked you before the show came on if it was okay to mention it. I am condolences to you and your wife. Shelly's father passed away. Your father-in-law passed away recently, and we're thinking about you guys. We know it's tough. You want to talk about that all? And I know you said, you mentioned to me upstairs, his service was special, and Becky and I went through that, and it's an amazing thing. And
well, thank you. I appreciate it. And, thoughts and prayers out to the Ross family. It was Howard Ross. He was a Vietnam vet. He was in the artillery. Real history buff, great guy. I tried to keep getting through it, but his father was Howard Ross Jr., a World War II vet.
Wow.
And when we were at the cemetery, they got buried in a military-style service.
Yes.
Where they had a 21-gun salute and played taps, and
it's amazing.
Man,
it's amazing. It's emotional.
There's not a dry eye in the house.
Yeah.
And I thank you guys for a wonderful service, and like I said, thoughts and prayers out to the family, Shelly and my beautiful son Jake, who are dealing with their loss right now.
Yeah, those services are tough. I mean, I think a service like that, the emotions are even bigger. But because I think there's sadness, but there's also you're proud. You're proud that that's happened and he was a part of that and a greater thing, the greater
Absolutely.
Good. So it's like you're proud and you're sad at the same time,
And, in his situation, we're also grateful that, it's one of those pain and suffering scenarios is now over. And he was going through a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative that he's at peace now.
Yeah. Well, we're going to continue to think about you guys, Pete. I know it's tough.
Was he buried at Beverly, New Jersey?
No, in Williamstown.
Okay, at the big veterans ceremony.
Yeah. I can't recall the name of the facility, but it's a huge facility there, and they do a wonderful job.
Yeah, that's awesome. Brian Carpenter, switch gears a little bit. We have time to talk about Fish My City a little bit, or you want to get right into?
No, hit it, bro.
Yeah. Switching gears, Beck, do want to mention, or Lovey, I want to mention Fish My City. We're 2 weeks in now.
2 weeks in?
2 weeks into Fish My City. I actually wanted to corner everybody here real quick. And by the way, I hope everybody's watching. Friday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, original airings for the next 4 weeks. Also, you're going to be able to start seeing some re-airs. Tomorrow night at 8 and 9 p.m., you're going to be able to go back and see the New York City show, also the New Orleans, Louisiana show, Hope everybody, if you haven't watched it, tune in tomorrow night and tune in this coming Friday to see London, England at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Nat Geo Wild.
If you don't have Nat Geo Wild, you can on demand the episodes, or if you can't even on demand because you're direct or dish or whatever, you can go to the website Nat Geo Wild, and the episodes are on there now as well.
Can you get it Apple TV and iTunes and?
I'm pretty sure.
That's what people ask me about that.
I thought that you could, because don't they have all the different channels? If you can't, then just go onto the website and watch.
Word.
I'm not sure about every last one.
Yeah, so I did want to call you guys to the plate and get. I took Brian. You're the only one probably I talked to about it, and maybe a little bit Eric. But have you guys watched it, Dave? Have you seen any of the episodes yet?
Yeah, both of them. Sure.
What do you think? Give me an honest opinion.
I like them both. I thought the production value was just. I mean, it's what Nat Geo does.
Yeah.
All those Nat Geos, they're all owned by the same company.
Yeah.
The production value is amazing.
What didn't you like about the show? Is there anything you didn't like about the show?
No, because it's not the kind of fishing show we grew up on.
Right.
We're not watching that to learn how to fish.
Right.
Right. It was just entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch. I really liked that guy in Louisiana you fished with the camouflage pants and the bike.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like hobo fishing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Mark Hood. His name was Mark Hood. Shout out to Mark Hood. I know you're not watching because he's pretty much a street person, but
that's what I'm saying. It was like street fishing.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Oh, it was great.
How'd you find that guy?
Hey, they tracked him down somehow. They tracked him down. He was great. He was honestly so dialed in to the fishing that we all consider trash fishing, which is catfish and gar, which gar have gotten a bad rap over the years as being the lowliest fish on the totem pole. Dum-dum-dum.
Yeah.
but the thing about the show, and I hope that part's come clear, is it's really it's erased stereotypes for me, and it's been a learning process for me. Like with gar, I didn't realize that it is the oldest freshwater fish that swims in the United States.
Oh, word?
It's from the Jurassic period.
Wow.
I mean, you know what I mean? So here 10 years ago, as a bass guy, I'm like, look at these things. All these things are a pain in the ass. What a piece of junk.
Yep.
And really, it's this beautiful, amazing species that's old, prehistoric, and extremely tough to catch on purpose. I'm not talking about snagging it accidentally with a lure. I'm talking about catching it, like physically catching it. Super difficult, super smart, intelligent fish, and its behavior and the way it lives, the way it adapts. I'm always like, how does this thing survive that long? It's got an air bladder, like a snakehead.
Okay.
So it's able to gulp. If you've ever seen them, I've seen it before. They come up and snap.
They can live in water that has next to no oxygen.
No oxygen. Water that's inches deep. They can survive, dude. They got an armor plate. I mean, dude, I literally, a couple of the ones I caught, I'd knock on them, and it was like hitting like a shell. It was like, it was that hard, Yep. So it's a cool part of the show for me is getting to fish for these species that are weird, strange.
Another one of my favorite parts about Louisiana.
Dave, quit whispering.
I'm not whispering, Brian.
It's smart.
Fix the mics. Stop texting.
Why don't you put that shit next to your face?
8 shows, Dave. In 8 shows, we'll have new mics.
Yeah, so listen.
2020.
My favorite part, right?
Wait. Am I getting shit for this? Because
No.
he goes into bedroom voice? No. You all know he goes into bedroom voice when he's trying to be articulate and starts whispering.
Dave, did you ever accidentally slip out Ike Live when you and Mel were getting busy? Like, Ike Live. Did it ever just slip out by accident?
No, because she calls it Ike Alive.
Ike Live.
Alive. She thinks it's Ike Alive.
The kids say that too sometimes.
Yeah, Ike Alive.
Yeah, that's funny.
But no, what I was getting at, Brian,
Yes.
is that, dude, like, having worked in the hood, having worked in the ghetto, and seeing some of the things that just lay around in the ghetto that don't lay around out here, when you sat in that office chair that was just sitting next to the railroad
random
tracks.
ass office chair just laying there.
Like, yeah, you don't see office chairs laying around this town anywhere, dude.
Unbelievable.
You know?
Unbelievable. But the locations, the guests, the guests to me are a gem of the show. Like when I look at it, and I'm very critical of the show because I can sit here and tell you 20 things I would have rather seen in the show and redid, but I'm not going to get into that. But I love the characters. I love those guys. I love the stuff like that. Like Mark Hood built this net. I don't know if you saw the net.
PVC.
Dude, it's literally like the hockey nets we used to build back in the day.
Yep.
Dude, this cheap black netting, like, I mean, it was amazing. Like, all this to me, I'm like, God, this is what fishing's all about, man.
You had no confidence in that net going in.
I was very worried about the net. I was very worried about the net. I was worried about the tackle. I ended up catching one of the nice ones on bass tackle, and I was worried about not being able to catch him, but it worked, and I
liked
been great.
It had so much to offer from different realms. There was travel, there was food, there was history, there was a little biology or science about the fish.
Yep.
There was fishing. There was you acting like you act, and so it had a lot to offer, and it was really shiny.
Shiny.
I
like
it. A lot more shinier than City Limits was.
The hard part about the show, and I'm just going to say it. I don't even care if people from Nat Geo are watching or production company. Look at it. They're not. Becky's cringing. The hardest part of the success of the show is going to be, the great thing about it is being on Nat Geo Wild. The hardest part about this show being successful is it's on Nat Geo Wild. Oh. And I honestly say that, and I want to explain that. I say that from an honest opinion that 60% of Nat Geo Wild's viewers are women. They're housewives, right?
Is that right?
That's absolutely right. Okay. They're late 20s to 60-year-old women.
Their top show is Dr. Pool.
Yeah.
So they love the happy animal story where they save the whatever.
Yeah. And again, that's a positive and negative. It's a positive because that's exactly where I want to get fishing. I want to get fishing in places where it doesn't get. I want to get in the households of those women, and I want to get them. What did I say? I want to get I didn't say. What did I say? Did I say something bad?
You want to get in the house.
It was like a George W. Bush moment.
Yeah.
Doctors practicing their love of women.
Oh, Eric, check that timestamp. We might need to cut that for social.
I know Eric the intern's going to be cutting this later. This is really bad.
Sorry, Mike.
No, it wasn't that
bad. Bill Taylor is giving you a disapproval.
Oh, that's right. Bill Taylor. Look at his arms are crossed. He's always watching over me now.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, Bill. Well,
in your defense, that minus the way you said it.
Minus the way I said it. It's true. It is true. It's great that we're getting to people that don't normally watch fishing, but it's also the challenge, right? It's also the challenge and how
I think women can handle it.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you
take The Walking Dead is one of the goriest, most harshest TV shows out there, and I guarantee you the majority of their viewership's women.
Right.
Because the roles on the show since the beginning till now they kill off men every episode and introduce a new woman character. It's like Becky and her office girls are writing it.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's so
Sweet.
geared towards women empowerment. And shit like that there.
Yeah, but we'll see. I'm proud of the show. You know what I mean? I hope it does well. We've got, I think we've got a couple more, 3-4 more weeks here to get some new episodes out. Hopefully people will keep watching. Eric Dinter, what do you got?
Gilligan.
Yeah, David wants to know if everything goes well, if you have any bucket list cities that you're thinking about going to for season 2.
Yes, David, great question. Here's a really cool thing we're going to do. I'll answer it 2 ways. A cool thing we're going to do is about 4 weeks in, right before the last show airs, Pete, we're going to do a social promotion on my side, and we're going to do a big promotion revolved around asking people to submit cities, right? And we're going to actually use that as a template for where we're going to go season 2. Knock on plexiglass if there is a season 2.
So you don't need to send IM messages now.
Yeah, you can send some now, but hold them for a few weeks. We're going to have a big campaign based around.
And do your research, because if you watch the show, you have to catch 3 species of fish
That's
at one time.
That's so key. But the second part of that is I can give you some right now that are on my bucket list, and listen to this, Beck.
Is that cheating?
It's not cheating. I'll just give you mine right here, and they go like this. I want to have a few on the West Coast, one on the West Coast and one in the Pacific Northwest. So Los Angeles or San Francisco is going to be on there, season 2, one of those two, and then Seattle or Portland will be on there, season 2, Pacific Northwest. So you'll get there's 2
salmon, right?
Yeah, salmon, sturgeon in Portland, in downtown Portland, dude. Think about it, sturgeon, bro.
They get big,
like as big as the couch you're sitting on, or bigger. I want to have a few in the Midwest. I want to when you talk about Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, all great cities that have way more than 3 species. Detroit River for sure is one, and I even have a guy, Bondi, John Bondi, I have on my radar to get up there. Eric Hadia in Milwaukee, I have my eye to get up there with him. Twin Cities is another one in that part of the world. Has some great fishing. So there's some cities there.
I'm thinking like Bangkok.
Well, I was going to get to international, but I like Bangkok.
Or like the Rhine. Go fish like the
I love
Rhine,
it.
You know what I mean?
I love it. Dude, when you think international, think of some of those iconic cities. Here it goes. You ready, Beck? I'm going to say it. Paris, dude. Paris. They have freaking Wells catfish in Paris. I'm talking about the cats that eat pigeons off the bank. Can you imagine that shit? Can you imagine? Finally, I'll be able to get to use the duck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but French pigeons are probably afraid to fly away and preserve themselves so they don't offend the catfish. You know what I mean?
We
must not offend the catfish.
Yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, you talk about Italy, Japan, Russia. Oh, my God, dude. Can you imagine a show in Russia? How awesome would that be? Hawaii, Alaska, Canada, Australia.
Alaska would be really cool.
Oh, my God.
There's a handful of South American countries.
South American countries. Dubai. We've seen footage of people catching fish in Dubai. Like amazing saltwater fish in Dubai.
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island. Ike's Island would be a great location. So,
the Amazon would be kind of cool. There's definitely multiple species.
Yeah, Brazil.
Whispering.
Brazil would be great.
Bro, I have paint on my face. Unlike you with your 7-Eleven wig.
And now he's yelling.
He did put bronzer on.
I got
bronzer on.
Did you put bronzer on?
I did.
Oh.
You do have a
We're
lot of facial
stranded
hair
on an island. He needed
for
to
an
look
island
tan.
native island.
Although Lovey was always very pale.
I'll explain that.
Lovey? Yeah, how did she stay so light? It was all the money. She probably wrapped herself in money.
She was always in her hut cleaning it.
That's right.
For the guests.
So I am excited. I hope everybody tunes in. I hope everybody watches an episode.
I got a question. I enjoyed the show. I watched the New Orleans show. It was awesome.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun.
New Orleans.
I was unable due to circumstances to watch the first one.
Yep.
And I can you go back and watch that
Yes.
somewhere?
Beck?
It is on demand.
Yes.
And then, but tomorrow night between 8 and 10, they're actually re-airing both of the first two
Yep.
episodes.
So New York's
you
at
could
8.
You could DVR them, you could on demand
Awesome.
them, or
Yep.
you can go to Nat Geo Wild. They have the full episodes on the website as well.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, Professor. Oh, yes. Cool. Eric Danchard, any more questions real quick? We're going to keep moving.
Clearly, he's busy.
Wait, can I
cropping.
tell you
I
my
see that. He's
favorite
cropping.
part so far?
Yes.
My favorite city hasn't happened yet. But my favorite part is that Mike put himself in timeout in New York. Did anyone catch that? Like he misses a fish. Is that when you were striper fishing?
I was fishing for bluefish.
Bluefish, and
I
he
lost one
misses-
at the net.
He lost one, and he like
Devastating.
curses,
Oh, I
and he
saw
puts
that.
himself in timeout in the front of the boat.
devastating.
It's like my favorite part because it was like so real, Mike, and they usually edit that stuff out anytime like anyone puts him on the air, and like you actually got to see like this Mike temper tantrum on like national television.
Shocker.
I thought he was crying when I first saw
I know that too. But he really put himself in timeout.
I was sad. I was very sad. Yeah, it's hard because in an hour show you don't see everything that happened.
Yeah.
And the way that particular show was edited, they didn't. I thought they would put it in, but they didn't put it in. But I went a full day blue fishing, trying to catch a bluefish, and didn't catch a single bluefish. And then so up to that point, it was a 3/4 of a day more.
Oh my
so
God.
I'm almost 2 full days in. It was the last possible day. The shoot was over the next day, and it was like the last day of filming. And I'm like, man, I want to end this show. I want to kill it. I want to end the show catching all three in New York. And then I have this bluefish on, and it gets off. He's on. You see his head gone into the net, and toom, it comes off. And then I find out it was because the stinger hook pulled off because they didn't have the little plastic piece
How
on
hard
there.
was it for you to hold that in?
Dude, you saw it.
I saw you.
Dude, there were so many. I was cursing on the inside. I wanted to stab the guy
No, you
with his
cursed on
own
the
trolling
outside.
rod. I put the when we re-rigged that thing, I made sure it was put on right. I put everything on. But
Is it possible the bluefish chewed that little rubber piece
it's
off?
not possible because he told me I forgot to put it on. But everybody, if you're a fisherman, whether you fish for bass or whatever, it's devastating to lose that when it's so close. We've all been through it, and it didn't. There was no money on the line. It didn't mean anything. There were no trophies. But dude, I wanted to catch that fish. For me, I did this competition in my head that I wanted to catch every species in every show, and that I don't want to give too much away. It didn't happen, but I wanted to succeed. It's like a tournament. I want to win, And at that moment, I thought it was going to be my last chance. Here it goes. We only got an hour left to film, and I just blew it. And luckily, caught another one, which was
But if you're going to catch any of them, catch the one this Friday. This one, the London one, is my absolute favorite.
Oh, good day.
Good day, mate.
No, that's like Australian.
She got big teeth.
Carl Jocumson now?
She got big teeth. Oh, that was Australian mixed in there. All right, we're talking enough about silly things. I want to get back to reality here. Oh, yes. And getting back to reality, I think we should get back into character because this is the Ike Live Halloween special. Lovey, we have our first guests on the line, Lovey, and we have not had these guys together on Ike Live, this island, this silly island, forever. Never, ever. And my money is very important, but the only thing more important than my money are good people and good friends. And joining us right now via Skype, we have not one, but two Howells with us. Randy and Robin Howell joining us tonight on Ike Live. How are you doing, guys?
Hello from Santos.ville.
Wait a minute. Lovey, are we the house? We're the house.
We're the house.
Well, who are these house?
I'm so
We're
confused.
the house. No. This is Lovey. This is Lovey. I'm Thurston.
Oh! Wait a minute.
No.
Lovey?
No.
Lovey, this is it. This is preposterous.
Only house at the Oyster Yacht Club.
Lovey, this is ridiculous. I won't take this. This is preposterous.
I was at the Guntersville Yacht Club.
Oh my God! How you guys doing?
We're good. What are y'all doing?
We're being silly and ridiculous, and I got to tell you, we got in a character. We researched our Howells a little bit, and I got to be honest. I think you guys are better Howells than we are.
Man, if you'd have just given us just a little, like more than 3 hours notice, it could have been really
I love it. So,
we didn't even know what you were doing until we just started watching the show.
Oh my gosh, go get a hat.
Now, I got to ask, were you guys Gilligan's Island fans at all at any point in your life?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really was. I used to love it when I was a kid. You know, even before we knew each other, I was.
For sure.
And then we did get nicknamed that for some reason back in the early days. I don't know why.
Yeah.
After Patches, we became the Howells.
Wow. Was Bill Taylor involved in this at all? Because he's standing behind me right now. He's looking at me funny.
I love Bill. He's making me nervous standing behind you, Dad.
Hey, Mike. Mike, I heard you mention my name, Mike.
Oh, yeah, Bill. Sorry about that.
Hey,
sorry.
all right, don't worry about it.
He said, God, Martin's a good guy now. He's the best guy out here in the world. Y'all like him if y'all hung around him like I do.
Now, this might be a stupid question, but in your experience watching Gilligan's Island, who were your favorite characters?
Well, I used to like that real pretty girl. What was her name? It was Ginger.
Ginger, yes.
I like Ginger. Remember Ginger? There's Captain right there.
There's Captain.
Yeah. I like Ginger though. I have to be honest. I did.
Robin, who was your favorite character?
I mean, I was all about Gilligan.
She liked Gilligan. She likes skinny guys. That's why she picked me.
Word. Gilligan just said word. I don't know if you've ever said that on the island before.
No.
Say that. He didn't say that. I haven't seen that show. How many years has it been since we saw that show?
Oh, it's unbelievable. We were talking earlier in the show. It's so funny if you're I feel like mid-20s or earlier, you have no clue whatsoever, unless you're a hardcore classic TV buff. You have no clue what Gilligan's Island is. And it's funny, like, you know, you'll bring up these names. Eric the intern, I'm going to put you on the spot. You ready? The Munsters.
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Beverly Hillbillies.
We know that. Yeah,
Zero.
we know that. I love
Zero.
Nope.
Yeah.
Look at that picture.
Brady Bunch.
All right, I know the Brady
You know
Bunch.
Brady Bunch.
I
All
know
right, come
of
on,
them.
man.
Yes, I know of
Thank
them.
God. Pete, give him some. You got anything for him, Skipper?
McHale's Navy.
Hell no.
How about the old fishing shows? Orlando Wilson.
Yeah.
I know the name.
You know the
I know
name.
the name. All right. That's all I got.
Gataback Addis.
The worst of
You're just making stuff up now.
No,
that's real.
That's real. Gataback Addis is real.
Oh, I don't know. No.
All right, these millennials, man, I'll tell you.
Our boys.
I don't even watch TV.
You know that? Our boys have never seen Gilligan's Island. They don't even know what it is, unless there's been a remake in the modern era of the old shows, like the new movie made of the old days. That's the only way they know about the good old days shows. And that's sad.
Right. You're right. That is sad. Now, I want to say right now we probably have at least a couple hundred people watching right now. If any of you guys watching are movie producers and you're looking for actors and actresses, right here's your pool to select from for a Gilligan's Island movie.
It's a pretty sad pool.
No, I think it's a great pool. Now, tell me a little bit about Halloween for the house, the real house, not us. What's it like? Do you guys have plans? Are you guys going to trick or treat? You have a party? What are your costumes? Fill us in.
Usually a bunch of boys come over here and they're in and out on the golf cart scaring people or hiding behind the bushes to scare the little kids coming up to our front door.
Yeah, that's what our boys do. Laker puts on a big one of those big ghillie suits that looks like a bush or a tree.
Yeah.
And he in the bushes by the door, and you should see how bad he scares the little kids. It's terrible. Yeah, but they love doing that, and they ride around this neighborhood here we're in. The kids ride around on golf carts and four-wheelers and, do that kind of stuff. So that's what we normally do. We're not going to be home this time, though. Unfortunately, we're going to miss it this year.
Right. I think I know where you're going to be. Brian the Carpenter, I hear this, and I gotta, Dave, too, I want to put you guys on the spot. We grew up in a town called Runnymede here in New Jersey, and it was middle of the road. It wasn't, what would you call it, typical suburbia. But I remember some of our early Halloween forays. We'd go out and we would double back on the good houses, you know what I mean? And we would we would go on this mission to collect as much candy as we could. But dude, if I could close my eyes and be a kid again and want to trick or treat, there'd be nowhere else in the world I'd want to go than Guntersville, Alabama. Can you think about that? Think about that, Pete. Think about driving around on a golf cart, gone to Randy and Robin Howell's house, gone to Chris Lane's house, swinging by the Swindles for some quick candy. And last but not least, getting that big old sack, empty sack lunch, and going by Boyd Duckett's.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Pearly Gates down there.
Ain't Aaron there, too?
I mean, everybody's in Guntersville. Justin Lucas, the Lees.
Yeah.
God. I mean, y'all should just have a Halloween party together.
Right?
No, we definitely need to do it. If we could ever all be home one time, we should do that.
Man,
y'all got to come down here, though. You got to come put it on. We didn't have the Ike Live show here on location at Guntersville. Then you can fish with me, and we'll do a show. How about that?
I like that idea. One of the grand goals of Ike Live, just to let you know, and I don't think we've ever publicly said it, but this is a great time to mention it, is we want to take this show mobile. We imagined eventually investing in an old ice cream truck and going around the different towns, or a pontoon boat and bugging everybody as they're tournament fishing, putting wake on them. You know what I mean?
That sounds way better than the ice cream truck.
The ice cream truck.
Yeah, an ice cream truck. Especially that little creepy music, the ice cream truck. Playing.
Oh yeah, it's Mr. Frosty. We call it Mr. Frosty. Real quick before I get off Boyd Duckett, what do you think he's giving away for Halloween? You know what I mean? Like I said, back in the Runnymede days, like all the houses were like ranchers and split levels, and there was one nice house in Runnymede. Brian the Carpenter's going to remember this. I'm going to put him on the spot. Dave, remember this. There's one nice house in Runnymede that was what I guess we consider a McMansion now. Not even now you look at it, you're like, that's not a mansion. But back in the day, it was a McMansion, and they would give away soft pretzels. And I swear it was like the best. You remember that, Dave? It was over by Hershey Lake, and it would be like the immaculate Halloween stop to get a soft pretzel in your bag. I wonder what Boyd gives away. Think he gives away like whole chicken dinners?
How about crankbaits?
Oh, he might, or rods.
Every kid gets a rod.
Hey, he probably gives away like not.
Ready said,
but like warranty repairs are not going to honor. Throw them right in the bag.
Triton boats, anything. Be a hard time putting that in the bag. I want to get you guys.
Whoa.
Here it comes. I don't know.
They froze.
They froze. I do want to get your opinion, if you're still there, on what's been going on. I think we've heard from a lot of people about the sport, about changes, about MLF versus Bass versus FLW, but I want to hear it from a couple's perspective because, you know, a lot of people in the sport, including our, you know, everybody here in the studio, we respect you guys because you are sort of like the power couple of bass fishing. And I want to get your opinion. I want to get your opinion because, you know, I think so many times we look at it from just the angler's perspective on what happened. But I want to hear it from the couple's perspective or the family's perspective. How do you guys feel about what's happened in the last 2 to 4 weeks?
We're excited. Yeah,
definitely excited. We've all been doing it a long time. We're 45 years old this year. Really been doing it since.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, we were 18. We got married, so we've been doing this our whole life. So this has been our life, you know. And our boys have been with us and grown up with you guys on the road. All of us have been like family for a lot of years. So the excitement of just seeing a new era of bass fishing and just a new refreshing of everything that we've ever known, and then just having a whole new direction to look forward to. I'm really excited. I mean, really, we're both really excited just to see the future, because in the past we've always known what was going to happen every year, and it's not been as much excitement, but now we've got a lot of excitement because we don't know what's about to happen. And that's what I love.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think, Pete, I think a lot of people are so focused on the negative the last 2 or 3 weeks. You know, like, it's a bad time. It's the end of the world. Oh, my gosh, what's going on? But I'm like you guys. I really am focused on the positive things that have happened. And not just in MLF, but the opportunities that have opened up in Bass, the opportunities that have opened up in FLW. I think it's a great time for the sport. Do you guys agree with that?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally.
We've been bombarded with high school fishing lately since we've taken over coaching our local team
Lake
here.
Guntersville team.
Yeah.
And just looking at it from that perspective and seeing just what it's going to do for high school and college fishing for the future with Laker going into college. I mean, there's just so many awesome things that's going to come from this that we're really excited about that.
It's hard for kids to come out of high school fishing into college fishing and then have a roadmap to try to be a pro angler. You know how hard it is to try to succeed. And I think all of these changes are going to, like, as Boyd and Gary say, raise the tide so all the ships rise, and in the whole, overall thing, all the college guys are going to have a way to come in, and Bass is going to have so many great opportunities now in FLW2, and then as MLF and Bass Pro Tour builds and, builds more opportunities for the future, I just think it's going to be more possibilities for more people to be able to make a living fishing, and that's what we all want to see.
I agree. By the way, if you have questions for Randy and Robin, if you're watching right now, please hit us up on the IM. We have a scary-looking Indian back there doing our IMs. Also, you can hit us up on social media at Ike Live Show. Pete, go ahead. I know you want to say something.
Well, I didn't quite declare, so I guess I assume you're going to fish FLW next year?
No. What you say? Who's going to fish FLW?
Remember, Bill Taylor's watching right now, so watch what you say.
Hey, what'd you say there, Pete?
I wish I had the time and the energy and everything and the scheduling to work out to fish all of them. It'd be great to fish all of them, because I know, just like this week with the Bass Bracket tournament going on, I wish I was there competing. When you see competition going on, it's hard to sit back and watch it and not be in it. Because that's in our blood. So I'm excited. I wish we could fish them all, but, right now we're going to be excited about fishing that Bass Pro Tour and hopefully make the cuts and get into the Cup events, because the Cup events are going to be really great. A lot of money to win in those. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited and just seeing what's going to happen. Maybe it's going to give us more opportunities to, Robin and I, for a long time, we've been dabbling around with YouTube stuff, and, we just never have time to really get into TV. And I mean, you guys are doing great to do all you do already, and going out and launching this big TV show as much time as it takes to do it and still fish professionally. But that's the future. That's kind of what we want to get into. It's more like some type of, like the Love Seat, the funny, entertainment type fishing shows for the family. I don't really know what it means, but one day that's what we're hoping to do. But we need to win a little bit more money before we can do that.
I like it. Now I want to switch gears here and keep on this topic. The interesting thing, me and Becky analyze it all the time, you know, me and Becky look at each other and we're like, man, we're sort of the old people on tour now, right? You know, I look at Becky and we look at each other, we're like, damn, we've been around for a while now, and we see so many.
I'm 29. All right. We've been together since I was
7.
That's illegal.
Little.
Don't get me in trouble. There's so many young couples right now, and it's exciting, right? You know, you see the Lucases out there, you see the Lees, Brandon, and all these young couples that are traveling and essentially doing what you guys did, you know, a long time ago. The same route. They're going through this same lifestyle. If they're watching right now, if we've got some of these young couples, and even if they're not the couples that fish bass, they're fishing FLW or regional or locally, give them guys some advice, because I think this is important. Give them some things that you guys did right over the years, and maybe give them a couple things that you did wrong over the years as a couple.
Okay, that's a good one, man.
I would say start out camping in the beginning, because that's our one huge regret was waiting. What was it, 9 years? We waited 9 years before we started camping because it wasn't popular. It wasn't what everyone was doing, and that has been the biggest game changer for our lifestyle on the road of anything.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you guys love it too. You know, it's just so much better than hauling in and out of the hotels week after week, and the boys growing up under the Waffle House sign instead of by the campground at the lake. It's a lot better. So that's probably the best thing. The best advice first is stay together, do things together, share everything. If you're able to, you know, it's not possible for everybody. We sacrificed a lot early on. Robin slept in the back of the truck with me for, you know, a lot of years, and we ate peanut butter sandwiches and all the sad stories we could tell you. Walked uphill in the snow and all that kind of stuff. But we did it all early, and two biggest sponsors were MasterCard and Visa. You know, and they were high interest sponsors. We didn't have any help, and but we did it together. And you know, and after we finally did make it, you know, it makes looking back on it, knowing we never missed anything, you know, together, and our boys have been able to grow up, and thanks to Robin working hard with, you know, the homeschooling, you know, keeping them with us on the road, I've been able to not miss a whole lot, and that's the biggest blessing of all, just being able to do it together. And time has flown by so fast.
Yeah. Is there anything you look back on and you say, God, I wish I would have did that different, or I wish I wouldn't have done that? Is there one thing that stands out?
I wish I had journaled the whole time and had like picture journals the entire time of every single tournament, everything we've done. I wish I had done that along the way.
That's a good one.
That's so true, though, because I have some of the craziest stories. I remember, like, calling home to my mom or my friends, like you can't make it up. And the wildest things happen to you while you're traveling and on the road. And now, like, something has to trigger the memory for me to be like, oh, my gosh, you're never going to believe this happened 8 years ago. But, like, I wish I had written that stuff down, because you would never believe it happened. Like blowing out 3 tires in 24 hours, and like what we had to do to get home in a camper that like was missing a side, and the fact that like I tossed a 5-month-old and a you know 22-month-old in a truck and hauled a 43-foot camper across like the Ozarks by myself, and I'd never hauled a camper. You know what I mean? It's just like stuff that you're like, what possessed me to think that was normal and I could do that?
Yeah.
You know,
very bold.
I took a hook through the eyelid. Like, who does that?
We could all write books for all the craziness, and it would be really, really good bestsellers. I know every one of us, because all of us have had the most crazy experiences on the road, and that is what Robin has said. And, you know, with the modern technology now, with the cameras and you know, and our phones and all that, we're having a lot more video and better pictures than we used to have. But we missed a lot of good years of crazy stuff. That if we had have kept up with it and journaled it, like Robin said, that would have been best, you know. But nothing, you know, believe it or not, nothing really stands out to me that I wish I had have done, you know, differently about anything but fishing. Of course, I can give you a lot of stories about fishing, as you know. But
I wish I would have fished that bridge at Gunnersville that you fished.
But,
that's a pretty good bridge.
I know that's about the only thing in fishing is it. But other things we've done, I feel like, you know, even though things didn't turn out great from time to time, I still wouldn't change it, because we learned something valuable and got better at everything we did because of it. You know, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, Robin, I got to ask you. A lot of people watching and listening right now probably don't know that you're a heck of an angler yourself. But do you miss the days? And Becky, I want you to chime in on this too after Robin answers. Do you miss the days that you could practice with Randy, getting in the back of the boat, slinging around, helping him practice fish and find fish? Do you miss those days, or do you like it better now that you get to do your own thing and not have to worry about that?
I miss having the opportunity to say if I want to go or not. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
I would, like, there's some days that it might be an awesome place and I would love to go out with him. But even more than that, I would love to see that my boys could go out with him during practice now.
Yeah.
You know, I do miss that because we had some crazy stories on the boat.
You know, we
Oh,
found
my
found that dead man in the Hudson River that year.
We were
Remember that?
together,
When we were together. Y'all remember that story?
No, was that Brian's ghost?
No, it was somebody named Jose something another. But
It was crazy.
He was like under the bridge in Catskill Creek, had a cinder block tied to his leg, and was 3 feet deep. And Robin spotted him
It
first.
was horrible.
Yeah, and I tore my prop up trying to get out of there.
Oh my gosh!
So that's just one of the stories that happened, but that's part of being together out there.
But I do miss it.
Yeah, we miss it though.
I always was mad at you guys because I felt it was unfair.
It was unfair.
That they found a dead person. Like, what are you? What are you getting at?
That too. But no, they always got to practice together. And Robin's a stick.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
You know.
So you thought it was unfair that Robin was in the back of the boat?
Unfair.
Wow.
No, for real. He just told me what to fish with, and I said, okay.
It was a help though, because that's like anybody practicing with you. It is a help, but she definitely was able to help me from time to time on baits. That, you want to get your co-angler to try a different bait, and that's what you did. But we had a good time. We fished a lot of tournaments together. In our 19 to 22 or 3 years old age, and won a boat together on Bugs Island Lake, beat old David Fritz and Gerald Beck and David Wright.
Wow.
And Jeff Coble back in those days. We had a good time fishing. So Robin, I love, and we still love to fish together, and we don't get to do it a lot, but hopefully as we get older, we're going to do it more.
That's awesome. I tell you, Becky and I have had some experiences. There's two I'll remember. I'll let her tell the one, but the one we were at, do you remember the first year we were at Falcon? Do you remember how good it was at Falcon Lake? Like, you could literally go anywhere and catch 20 pounds. It was that good. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I found the spot. It was a road bed that paralleled a drop. And it was like the top of that road bed was in 40. The drop was in 60. And I threw out there and caught a big one. I said, Beck, throw out there. And she had on a big power worm, threw out there. She caught one about 7 pounds. And she landed that thing, and I threw out and caught another one. I said, cast out there one more time. And on the very next cast, she caught another big one. It was amazing. It was an amazing moment for me because at the time, you were sort of new to bass fishing, and they were doing
He learned nothing from me.
A 6 and 7 pounder are giants. It was so exciting to see her catch them. But then there were other events, like it was the last year we were allowed to practice, and you were practicing with me somewhere in Florida, and the bites were so scarce. You were out there.
It was Palatka.
It was somewhere. It was somewhere in Florida, and I was telling her not to set the hook. So she'd finally get a bite after 6 hours.
It was the third day of practice with not a single bite.
She'd finally get a bite, and I'd say, "Don't set."
I finally get a bite, and I can tell it's a big fish. Like, literally, I'm watching the line, like, just go, and I'm like, oh,
don't do it.
Screaming, bloody murder. Don't set the hook. I need that fish. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Like, 3 days out here, nothing. Yeah. And I had to just let it. And so when he got off the water the first day of the actual tournament, I had nothing else. I didn't even care if he had 5 fish. I was like, did you catch my fish?
I caught it.
Did you catch my fish?
I caught that fish. It was a 4 pounder. I did catch that fish.
You caught it?
Yeah, I caught that same fish.
You did anyway.
That's right. Whether I did or not,
Right.
I'm saying I did.
Yeah.
Dave, what do we got? I know we got IMs coming through. What do you got for me?
We do. The IM board overwhelmingly is either in awe or in criticism of, in my opinion, the most amazing flat top in mankind.
Ah! I agree.
I cut today. I didn't even know we were going to be on the show when I got it cut.
Wow.
People,
it's
almost
definitely high and tight.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's almost like listening to the sheep criticize Superman as he flies by. You know what I mean? Like, that flat top is, you can't say a word about that thing, dude.
If I could do anything else other than a flat top, I would.
You have no idea.
I'm really tired of wearing it, but I can't do anything else. I got a cowlick here, a cowlick back here, and I just can't wear any other hair. So I am I mean, that's my trademark, I guess.
It's like a chia pet. It just keeps growing.
Somebody said though that he would have made an amazing gym teacher with that haircut.
That's true. In the military or a gym teacher would have been two other occupations you'd been perfect for. Now,
Rhode Island State Police.
Rhode Island State Police, or Vermont DNR. You would have been perfect.
Nah, he's referencing the movie with Jim Carrey where he had the flat top where he was the cop. Yeah.
Now, while we're on the subject of your hair, Randy, do you want to give away the secret to that cut, or do you want to fill us in on who does that? Robin, do you have any hand on that cut at all, or is it a barber, or is it who is it, Randy? What do you got?
Yeah, Robin.
20 years ago, I gave up. We were at Okeechobee, and he asked me to touch it up for him, and I messed it up immediately. And I'm like, I will never touch your hair again, and I've never done it.
I can't hurt my head with her bare hands now. Never with a cutter again.
Never.
So I had a really, really great barber in Birmingham area for a long time. I still call him Mr. Joe. He's like 82 years old. I still talk to him about once a month, and he's retired. And he's the one that kind of shaped it up and was a perfectionist. And he taught me to be particular about it for a lot of years. And I just got more anal over the years. Save all the story. We could have a TV show just about haircuts.
It's glorious.
We really. And now in Guntersville, I've got a new barber here. It's just kind of an old-fashioned barber shop in downtown Guntersville. And actually he cut Jordan Lee's hair before he won the Classic. He cut mine before I won the Classic. And he cut a lot. He's like a classic barber is what we call him. And he's getting where he's cutting it a little bit better all along. And I still come home, and I'm still particular. I still come home and cut it for like 30 minutes myself after I get it cut.
Yes!
You should see how I have to do it. And sometimes I mess it up. Like I mess it up every once in a while. And if you ever see me wearing a hat and it's not a tournament, you know I messed it up. That's usually what happens.
I haven't stopped looking at it, dude.
I know.
Like, I wish your eyes were 4 inches higher so I wasn't just staring at your hair. So I could still look you in the eyes when you're talking.
I like the perfection angle. I like the perfection angle on the haircut. Randy, you're the Charlie Hartley of haircuts.
All right, there you go. That's a compliment. That's a compliment. Yeah. You got that right. I wish I could keep my stuff as clean as he does.
Right.
Now, Pete, you also have lovely hair, but you do the other deal. You do the big, flowing, beautiful mane, the swoop. Yeah,
it's like a Donald Trump who's got kind of a little bit.
I don't know, but can you do anything cool with your hair like that? Those lines are so. Can you like cut braid or? You know,
you like lightning bolts or something?
You know, every once in a while, I really want to step out of the box and get like my initials or some kind of lightning bolt in the side of it. Robin, but she never lets me, so I just never.
I have nothing to do with it.
All right, let's just ask, Bri. We have to. We finally, after 5 years of Ike Live, year 5, we started making a little bit of money, so we do have a little budget in the Ike Live budget right now.
$20.
What will it cost to get Ike Live buzzed on one side, Randy? Just give us a number. What will it cost to have Ike Live shaved on one of the sides?
I don't know if I've got a big enough side for that.
How about Ike on one side and Live on the other?
Carmela could do it. She's impressive.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Let me talk to my manager here.
Okay, we'll get after the show. We'll get what you got.
Like, I almost wish someone would make a squishy on just his like flat top. I would buy that and just squeeze it while I'm driving around.
There's a merchandising item for you guys right there.
Squishy.
You talking about the little thing you squeeze?
Yeah, them little squishy things that all the kids have.
A stress ball?
A stress ball. I would put it on the front of the boat so when I lost one, instead of breaking a rod or kicking the Lawrence over, I could just squeeze that thing.
You'd squeeze Randy's head.
No, but I would squeeze it.
Y'all are so weird.
Squeezing and I would smile at you real big.
Like his eyes would pop out like it was like...
You'd be getting gifts from Abu Garcia and Lawrence would be sending you stuff as a thank you, you know.
Like that one, who was the guy on the show that I grabbed him in the picture? Y'all had that whole contest here a while back.
Gilligan.
Oh, yeah.
Gilligan.
What's up, Randy?
I do that too, all right?
I tried. Carved a pumpkin one time with his head. Like, I did it like his head.
She did.
Whoa!
It looked better than me. Yeah.
It was really cool.
Dave, what else we got coming in?
No, that's it. I kind of defended him well enough to where people aren't trying to say nothing anymore.
Thank you.
The Aborigine has defended you.
Respect the flat top.
Respect the flat top. That's the sticker. We've got stickers.
Have
that
you
say
been
that.
stickered yet?
I'll get you a sticker when I see you. Yeah, I got these stickers. You know how Brent Ayler was sticking those stickers on everything?
Yeah.
I got stickers that have a little flat top guy, and it says "Respect the flat top."
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to have one of them.
I would too.
I'll get you some.
We need one for the studio, Brian.
Yeah.
You can put it right under the that sign, the Ike, I like Ike sign. You
Let's
can
do
stick
it.
right there, right on his forehead.
We're going to need one, Randy.
Let's do it. All right, now we of course the show, Randy and Rob. We never ever will let anybody off the hook that easy. So we've got and this is the great part because
including ourselves.
As Becky and I sit here, we have no idea what's in store. This is legitimately, I have no idea what's going to happen, but there is some kind of contest put together by our very own Dave Brodzik, a.k.a. Fathead, a.k.a. Worf, a.k.a. Stormtrooper, a.k.a. Indian, has put together a contest for us, and I think it's for all four of us, right? Is it for Dave? Am I correct? Is it for the real Howls and the fake Howls?
This is Howl versus Howl, Gilligan's Island trivia.
Yes! Howl versus Howl, Gilligan's Island trivia. On Ike Live. I'm excited. All right, Lovey, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
We're going to let our guest will get the opportunity to answer first on question number 1.
Okay.
And there's 5 questions.
Five questions.
Or
Okay.
6
Are
or
you
7.
okay? Fake Howls, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yes, we're
Okay.
ready.
Lovey, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me count my money. Oh yeah, it's still there.
And I have to get in character. Let me rub my pearls.
I love my money. Where's my teddy? Oh, I have my teddy. Let me love on my teddy.
Right.
Okay.
First question is for the guest Howls.
Okay.
What phrase did the professor give to Gilligan to tell the headhunters to release his friends?
What phrase did the...
What'd you say?
What phrase?
What
Yeah,
phrase?
she's Googling.
She's Googling.
She's not even good at it, dude.
No Google. Google's illegal.
Oh, man.
Get that out of here. No Google.
Busted.
She's the Google queen.
No
So-
Google.
Okay, say that question
Say it
one more.
again.
It cut out a little
Question 1. What phrase did the professor give to Gilligan to tell the headhunters to release his friends?
bit. Jeez, I don't know, man.
I
That's a
forgot.
hard one.
All right, they're forfeiting the question. Mike, you have an opportunity to cash in.
Thurston and Lovey.
Okay, Lovey, do you want to consult on this? I have an idea. I have a guess on this one.
I trust you, Thurston. Go for it.
Cut them loose.
Negative.
Oh, God. Was I close?
The correct answer would be Polasi Bagumba.
Yeah, nobody would get that.
Policy Gaboomba.
How do you remember Polasi Bagumba? Polasi Bagumba. He kept saying it. Like, first time he said it slow, then he said it fast.
I kind of remember
the
it now.
professor was teaching him the phrase because the professor obviously figured out
Right.
the language.
Right.
And that meant that meant release the prisoners.
Are they all going to be this hard?
Policy Gaboomba. Okay, next question.
Pulosi Bagumba.
Policy Gaboomba.
Everybody say it.
This is to
old, we can't
Thurston and
remember.
Lovey. Thurston and Lovey.
Yes. Ready?
In
Lovey? Yes. Yes.
In one of the episodes, How to Be President, Gilligan had a dream sequence where he's a dictator speaking to a large crowd from a balcony. What declaration or promise does he make?
Oh, to get us off the island.
Yes, to get us off the island.
Negative.
Oh!
Guest Howls, you have a chance to cash in.
No taxes.
No taxes. What?
That's a good one. That's actually a good guess.
So the scene was, and it's kind of written in crack. Gilligan viewed himself as a senator back in the Roman times, like a Caesar.
No, I watched it today. He was I remembered it wrong. He was a Napoleon.
He was Napoleon, and he promised everyone in the audience, if you elect me, I will give you this, that, and the other thing.
I promise you this, that, and the other, and the crowd's all.
All right, so we're both wrong.
Maybe we ought to go with a question like, What was the name of Gilligan's Island?
That might be easier.
Oh my God.
That one's coming, Pete.
So there's a good chance this will be a 0-0 tie. Lovey and Thurston, during the first season, which two cast members were mentioned in the credits as
Weren't mentioned in the
were mentioned in the credits as the rest?
Oh, it must have been Ginger and Marianne because they're women.
Ginger and Marianne.
That would be half correct.
Oh! 0.5.
But we have to give the guest house the opportunity to get the other 0.5.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm saying you're wrong.
Marianne was one of them. Who's the other?
And oh man, was it the what was that other guy's name? That other guy, that picture we just saw. Darn, I can't think of the name.
The
of
captain. I don't
it.
know.
No, one of the captain is like the doctor. Was it a doctor? There?
The professor?
No, wasn't there a doctor on the show? Remember that? Somebody that was
Oh my God, this is dying.
Oh, that's right. There was. I think there was a gynecologist in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was the professor.
It was the professor.
It was the professor. Ah!
Professor and
what I was trying to
Marianne.
say.
I think we should get the point for that because I said the professor.
It is 0.5 to nothing.
Oh, there you go. Lovey. Lovey, we're up by 0.5. Yes.
Next question. Next question.
We win in life, Lovey.
Guest house. Is Gilligan his first or last name?
Ooh.
This is for us. We're the real Howells, but we're the guest Howells.
We're
right?
guest Howells.
Okay, we're the guest Howells. All right. Was Gilligan his first or last name? Gilligan was his first name.
That would be incorrect.
Gilligan was his last name.
All right. Thurston Levy. What was his first name?
Gosh, a 50-50 question. I'll get it wrong.
Eric.
No, oh gosh. Oh, this one, when you say it, it's going to totally.
Really?
Oh.
You actually know it?
I have no knowledge of this.
It was Willie Gilligan.
Willie!
I never remember.
I don't think it was ever said on the show, though.
Willie G.
Willie
I was
G.
too young to remember stuff about the show, I guess, when I watched it. I don't know.
Google.
The next question that no one will get.
Wait, who is this for, by the way?
This is for anyone at this point.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Skipper,
you may win.
Gilligan, you can chime in if you want.
You may win with a 12-inch fish, Mike. You ready? The Lagoon, set in Gilligan's Island, is from a movie from 1954. Name that movie.
The Lagoon
set was reused from another set.
Blue Lagoon. The Blue Lagoon.
1954, bro.
Brooke Shields was born in 42.
That was the 80s.
The monster one. The one where, like, the... Was that right? The one where the monster comes out of the lagoon? What was that called?
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Wow. Yeah.
Lovey! Lovey, I think it's another 0.5, which puts us up to 1, and 0.5 for Skipper.
Don't you remember that movie?
The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yep.
It was actually the same set?
Yeah, same set.
Wow!
I didn't know that. I just tried to find the oldest lagoon movie I could think of.
That was good.
Good job, Lovey. Good job, Skipper.
That concludes the first round of questioning.
Oh, no!
Lord.
I don't have any.
We
drink
do have a
left.
couple interesting stats, though.
Okay.
Raquel Welch auditioned for the role of Marianne, but was not chosen.
Wow, big mistake.
And Jane Mansfield turned down the role of Ginger.
Wow.
Really?
Bombshell.
That would have been a lot of heat.
It would have been a lot of heat.
That would have been a lot of heat on that island.
Jeez, I'd like to be Gilligan.
So
it would have been a whole different show.
2 comments tonight, Thurston. 2 of them.
all right, we have a series of multiple choice questions
Oh my God, it's not over.
in the How versus How segment.
This is worse than going to the dentist to get a cavity.
These
filled.
will be individually directed to all Howells involved. Starting with Thurston Howell III.
Yes.
If Randy Howell was driving his rig to a remote weigh-in and was running late and encountered a little old lady crossing the road, would he A. Pull to the side of the road and assist her while risk being late. Or B. Slam his rig to a complete stop, halting traffic in all directions to help the old lady and take the DQ.
What was A again?
He would pull the rig to the side of the road and help her under the risk of being late.
Yes.
Or slam it to a total stop and be completely late to assist her.
I'm going to go A. I'm going to go A with that. I'm going to go help the old lady pull over, risk being late.
No, not you, but would Randy do it?
Randy.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going A.
That's correct.
That's correct. Yeah.
Correct.
Did you ask?
Oh, is that correct?
No, that's correct. We already know the answer.
Oh, is this? Okay. We already knew the answer. Okay.
We did our research.
I drive really fast so I could get it all done and still make it on time.
By the way, this is a great segue. That it's the funniest thing, Randy. And I want to call you to play on it because I'm one of the three guys. There are three guys that are always the last to get to the ramp, to get to a meeting, to get to anything. The last three guys to get to check-in are always...
Do we get to guess?
You get to guess.
Well,
you're one of them.
Well, you guys are two of them.
Okay.
That's what you're saying.
Randy Howell, myself, and there's one other guy that's always just on the cusp.
Oh, wait,
Skeet. I would say Skeet Reese.
No, let's
not correct.
Let's make this a contest on the IM board.
Okay. Special
Yeah,
contest. If you can guess, there's three guys in professional bass fishing that are always late or just on the cusp of being late.
Oh, I'm going to need the answer from you on the down low.
Randy Howell, myself, and one other guy. If you can name that guy, you will win. Brian the Carpenter, you will win a tube of Liquid Mayhem.
Yeah, no, we'll look it up better.
Better than
All
that.
right.
Okay.
On time, Ike. Remember that. We're never late. We're
Never
always
late.
on time.
Just on the cusp.
We don't waste any time. You know, we can be in at 3:45. We fish till 45 and 40 seconds, and we don't waste but like 20 seconds, right?
That's right. That's right.
I won Oneida that open on my last with like 15 seconds to spare. You know that? My last cast.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's happened to me a lot too. You know,
Don't
to
wait
the very end. All right, sorry about that,
Yeah,
Indian.
I should have did mine first and Brian's awesome questions that no one knew. All right, you ready? Randy Howell. If Thurston Howell was running late to a remote weigh-in and encountered a gaggle of geese crossing the road, would he A, accelerate toward them with prejudice, B, wish there was another gaggle with them, or C, both A and B?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is a trick question because I would never drive myself. I'm too rich for that.
Becky would be driving you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which would it be?
I would say A and B.
Correct?
Correct! That's correct! Wow! Unbelievable. That's absolutely correct. A and B.
This is very disturbing. Right?
This is disturbing. I love geese.
Yeah, multiple choice right.
All right.
I love geese, except for the ones in our yard that shit all over the place. I love them.
The next question is for Lovey Howell.
Oh, lovely.
When Robin is crafting Randy his favorite style of croissant, which type of butter does she use? A, Vermont grass-fed, B, Mount Capra, or C, Carrington Organics?
May I have the list again?
Vermont grass-fed, Mount Capra, or Carrington Organics?
Lovey?
I'm going to go with Mount Capra. It sounds the most fabulous.
Correct.
Oh, correct! Wow.
That's
Robin,
correct.
I didn't know you used Mount Cara. Or what was it?
Mount Capra.
David from Wisconsin got the right answer on the trivia question.
And the answer is?
Aaron.
Aaron Martins is right!
That's what I was thinking too. I didn't even told you, but that's what I was thinking.
Wow.
David, send that info in, bro.
All right, send your info in,
address.
and you've won a prize.
That's so cool I couldn't have waited. Next question for Robin Howell. It is well known that Lovey Howell is big into the eugenics movement. So I ask you, how does she imprison the teenagers whose plasma she consumes daily to maintain her youthful looks? A,
This is disturbing.
All right.
Where did you come up with this stuff?
Does she?
I didn't even know what eugenics was. Thanks for another vocabulary word today.
Does she imprison them in A, a 5x5 cell disguised as a wine cellar?
That might be the answer.
B, a Hannibal Lecter cart with face cage? Or C, free-range leg irons with a leash?
Definitely C.
That would be correct.
Wow. Lovey, you're a savage.
Savage.
Gosh,
Savage.
got into you.
I didn't even know.
Thurston, which type of high-end dog food does Randy feed his dog? A, Iaconelli beef and broccoli. B, Iams filet mignon with rice. Or C, Robin stir fry roasted chicken croquettes for it.
Where do y'all come up with this?
I'm going to have to say Robin's stuff is too good to feed dogs. It's amazing. So I'm going to have to go Iams.
Correct.
B. Correct! I was right.
That is correct.
Filet and rice,
Iams.
that's right.
Randy?
That's what Bo eats.
Randy, if Thurston were to own a dog, it would most likely be a pit bull. So I ask, if he were to reward it with a treat, would it most likely be A, kittens, B, baby seals, or C, a mogwai?
What is the last thing?
A mogwai. A mogwai was the furry little beautiful creature that a gremlin was before you put water on it.
Yeah, from Gremlins.
It was when they were those fuzzy little doe-eyed huggable things.
Yeah, and they made,
I remember now.
what was the noise they made? They were like didn't they have a noise? They were like,
I don't think this is a good question because Ike doesn't like dogs. I heard.
I love dogs.
Correct answer.
That wasn't even one of them.
We're nearing the end.
Oh, okay.
Lovey.
Oh, God.
Lovey. If Robin had a bad day, would it be because A, the temp on the broth at the soup kitchen she volunteers at was off a couple degrees? B, her server crashed just after the 9th charity she donated to that day? Or C, only 4 butterflies landing on her arm and shoulders while taking an oceanside stroll?
I'm going to go with D. Her coffee maker broke.
Correct.
Oh, dang.
Last question. Robin.
Yes.
Robin, if Becky were...
Mine are disturbing.
If Becky were to have a bad day, would it most likely be because A, her lamb chops were aged a month too much? B, no one infused essence of teen into her mineral water? Or C, if Thurston ever tries to play producer again.
B. It has to be B.
B. It is B. It is B. That's true.
Or C. I don't even know what she said. I'm trying not to pee my pants.
Oh, God. Lovey's peeing right now. She's like,
Oh, my God. My cheeks hurt.
That concludes the questioning, and it was a tie.
Ah, it was a tie. We ended up tied.
That was
Wow.
so disturbing.
Oh,
that
God.
was probably the most disturbing trivia we've ever had.
Now, will people watch and listen, rewatch and listen to the show and look for this part, or will they fast forward through it? That's the question. I don't know.
They'll have to stop watching everybody laugh so hard. They'll have to stop and look, see what we're laughing at.
All right.
Then they'll-
Wow, that was fun. Good questions. Good questions. Guys, I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Thank you for enduring.
Yeah,
this.
thank you for enduring this, and great insight too on couples in the sport. I think it's awesome to hear from a husband and wife that have been through it all, that have been together this long in the sport of fishing, to get their insight. And I appreciate that from you guys. You guys mentioned, there's people watching that want to follow you guys now that don't. How can they follow you? How can they get into the life of the Real House? Give us some handles so our viewers can tune in and see what you're doing.
All right.
Randy Howell Fishing, Randy Howell Fishing, Randy Howell Fishing.
Randy Howell Fishing. It is. What about the YouTube?
No, we do a little YouTube on The Catch with Randy and Robin.
The Catch with Randy and Robin.
Yeah, we got to catch up on that. We've got a few waiting. So.
And IamOutdoors.com, where your show, some of your shows are. It's called The Catch on there as well.
Yep.
We gotta update some episodes. We got a lot of stuff sitting right now, and we got to kind of get it all put together and out. Hopefully we'll do that soon. But yeah, follow us all there on Instagram and
all the social media. We'll be doing our boat giveaway this coming up month, so that's a big thing coming up. We'll be
KingsHome.com. Don't forget that. Yes. KingsHome.com. Try to win my boat. We need to raise the money and win my boat and.
Benefiting the women and children of King's Home. So yeah, it's another one of the charities that we awesomely love.
Great charity. Great charity. Yeah.
I'd appreciate it if next year maybe you could pick me for a change. Randy.
Pete does need a boat.
Should I bend it? Fold my entry? What do I got to do, man?
Put a little corner on it there.
I'll get it printed out in that computer, right off the computer, and that the auditing people, they handle it inside. I have nothing to do with it.
And the King's Home kid pulls it out.
And the King's Home kid pulls it out. That way, none of my friends can win.
Well, someone can win.
They can win, but none of my friends win that I have anything to do with.
That's awesome. Well, that's an awesome charity you guys support, and we appreciate having you on. And have fun on Halloween being the Real House, because we're having fun being the fake house. So have fun.
Y'all are doing a good job at it. Y'all are making us proud.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. We're honored and delighted, and hope to do it again before next Thanksgiving Halloween. All right.
That's awesome. Robin and Randy Howell, everybody. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Wow, I still debate on who are the Real House, though. Lovey, I think somewhere deep down inside we are the Real House. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay,
totally agree. Especially after I won my Mega Billions tonight, I plan on wearing real pearls.
That's right.
All the time.
Listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Ike Live tonight. Here's the thing: this show is not over. Hang in there with us. We're going to take a little bit of a break in a minute here. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to take a break as soon as you get done blabbing. We're setting up the commercials. And we're coming back with JT Kenney.
Yes.
And we've got a pretty badass contest we're going to run.
Yes.
For a big old prize pack of belongings.
Yes.
And I'm going to reach out to Kelly Jordan to see if he's done his MLF meeting and try to get the hot scoop.
Hot scoop.
On what's going on.
What's going on? I like it. All right, so hang in there with us. When we come back, more of the Ike Live Halloween special. Come on, let's go.
Sometimes the best fishing isn't out here. God, it's gorgeous. It's in the big city.
I'm Mike Iaconelli. My friends and I grew up fishing the mean streams and rivers of Philadelphia. This week, we're in Miami, Florida. New Orleans, Louisiana.
All you need is a waterway, a local.
I'm ready. Let's go.
And a little passion. A little passion, Mike.
Hey.
Fish My City with Mike Iaconelli. New series premieres Friday, October 12th at 10 on Nat Geo Wild.
Baby, I got a surprise for you. You gotta come out.
I'm respooling my reels, baby.
Oh, hush. Watch your step. Whoa, watch your step there. Come on. Keep them closed.
I got them closed.
No peeking.
Hold my arms so tight.
Oh, all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Surprise!
Oh, yes!
Yes! Woo!
It's everything I wanted. Oh, yes, yes.
Wait,
yes.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Yeah!
No, baby, go back.
Look, 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 look. Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, but baby, look. I got you a boat.
Mystery Tackle Box is the perfect gift for the fishing fanatic in your life. It's a monthly box filled with some of the most innovative fishing gear on the market, hand-selected by industry professionals. Check out all the different options available at mysterytacklebox.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here. I love fishing this time of the year. It's cold, it's winter, it's snowing,
But if you want to prevent the buildup of ice, use real snot. Every time I'm fishing this time of the year, I put a couple squirts on all my guides, especially the tip, before I start casting. Try that tip when you're fishing under these cold conditions, and you're going to catch more fish. See you later.
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has 2 products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice live well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Folks at home, I keep changing accents. Folks at home, welcome back to the Ike Live Halloween special. I am Thurston Howell III. I have my Teddy with me. We've got a very special crew on the Ike Live Island tonight.
What's the story with that Teddy, dude?
This is my Teddy.
Was that part of the show?
Yeah, that's part of the show. It's Teddy.
Somehow I blocked that out.
Yes, this is my Teddy.
That was even weird when we were kids.
I know, it was weird. We have the casting crew of Gilligan's Island here tonight, including on the casting couch, the skipper and Gilligan, the 2 a-holes that got us stuck on this horrific island.
I don't care who you are. That's the best picture that's ever been on this show right there. That right there. That's amazing. Can you guys hug? Kane Simpson's out there. Do something with that.
The skipper is sick right now. I would not hug the skipper.
What we got to do?
No. Well, all right.
Yeah. Hit him! Hit him, Kane, if you're watching right now. We need an edit of this. Also, of course, the professor, who has great ideas, but always fails miserably in implementing those ideas. And the native. What's your name again? I keep forgetting. Is there an actual character name?
I don't know if he had a name, dude. He just he was just really mad when Gilligan rebuffed his fat daughter. Yeah.
Who wouldn't be mad? It's been a great show tonight. If you're watching, we just had Randy and Robin Howell on tonight. Great insight from what I would consider one of the power couples in fishing. Pete, wouldn't you consider that?
Heck yeah. Classic champ.
Classic champ.
You know?
Been around for a long time. Longer
than I've been around.
I was going to say, as longer than I've been involved in sport. So they've seen it all. They've done it all. Great insight from the house tonight. And in a couple minutes, Pete, we've got an amazing guest, friend of the show, JT Kenney, coming on to make a big announcement. And we're going to corner him, too, a little bit about the future of the sport and his idea of the direction where it's going.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great show. also have a great prize packages. That
Show
we're
it off,
giving away.
Gilligan.
And I want everybody to listen right now, because this is the part of the show where you're going to get a chance to win some great prizes. Okay, and here it goes. Brian the Carpenter, correct me if I say if I say anything wrong at this point. We want to hear from you. Hit us up on the IM. Hit us up on our social feeds at IKE Live Show, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are stuck here on this island. This is Gilligan's Island. This is the IKE Live Island. We're stuck here, and we want you to give us ways that we could use sponsor products to get off the island. So we want to hear from you. Think about it. Using a mystery tackle box, how can we get off the island? Using a line cutters, ring, flush mount, or zipper pull, how can we get off the island? Using real snot, using liquid mayhem, using a flambeau tackle box or flambeau bag, how would that help us get off the island? We're going to take the top 2 or 3. Two. We're going to take the top 2 answers in our IMs during the second segment. We're going to announce the winners in the third segment. Chime in, hit us up on the IM. Best 2 answers win. Pete, aka Skipper, I know you want to talk a little bit. Hit us up. What do you got?
Just a quick little cool story that I think you guys
love stories.
Will appreciate. I was out at LL Bean. I go to that store every so often. I like to shop there, and I ran into a guy, and he knew me. He knew who you were.
Oh man, oh no, now.
In LL Bean.
In LL Bean. He
Yeah.
was working there. You
Yeah.
know? And his name was Mr. Powell.
Mr. Powell.
Powell. P-A-L.
P-A-L.
Yes.
Yes.
Hasn't rung a bell yet?
Mr. Powell.
Go back to high school.
Powell. Brian the Carpenter?
Mr. Powell?
Dave
Here's
Broderick?
the problem. You guys were not in the shops like I was.
He was a shop teacher.
He was a shop
I
teacher.
remember the name.
Yeah.
That's good dude.
He was a shop teacher, not in high school, though, right? I thought it was in... Was that in Vaults or was that in Triton?
No, that would have been Triton. That would have been high
Triton.
school.
Yeah, it was
Mr.
Triton.
Powell.
So Bob Powell.
Did he sell the
Greer
beer?
was middle school.
Yeah.
Mr. Greer was our middle school
Greer
shop
was middle
teacher.
school. Powell was high school. Okay.
So we're talking. You know, he's asking about the show and
Get out.
bash you version. Yeah, the whole bit and and we start talking a little bit further, and then he told me something really cool that that Iaconelli saved the high school dance.
Ah!
Wait, what?
Whoa! I did. Let me hear about it. Tell me about it.
Well, he said, because he was a chaperone.
Yes.
You know, right? He would have to, he'd have to operate the dances, and it was going away.
Yeah.
Like no kids were showing up.
Yeah.
To the dances.
Yes.
And you and your boys started to have break dance off contests.
Break dance off.
Break dance off. Contest.
Oh, you're so white, Peter.
I swear. Anyway, your dance contest.
Yeah.
Revitalized the whole dance. Then it was packed.
Wow.
And it changed it for years after.
Look at that. Man, that's awesome.
Mr. Powell's appreciative.
Well, Mr. Powell, I don't know if you're
did.
watching. Shout out to Mr. Powell, old school. Thank you for bringing up that story. That's great. I see that.
What
Yeah,
shop was that? Metal shop? Was that metal
I saved
or
the
what, dude?
dance.
He would have been a wood shop
Sounds like a
teacher. He had a
movie.
big
There could be a
F-350
movie
pickup.
based
He had a
around
cool
that.
ass truck.
God, I love it.
Mazer
stuff.
was the wood shop teacher.
Mazer was wood shop. You're
Mazer
right.
was wood shop.
Yeah.
See, all those years
You're
of
right,
breakdancing
Mazer had
did
the
pay
truck.
off.
Yep.
I got to save a dance at least.
You saved the high school dance.
That's right.
They're probably still having them.
That's
now.
right. You know, it's funny.
Now
I
they're
had-
doing Fortnite dance off.
Yeah. I haven't. I'll be honest with you. I haven't. Try to think of the last time I actually did a little breakdancing. I can't think of the last time I did it. I feel like I'd be in trouble if I tried it.
I always see you do it. I
No,
feel like,
I haven't done it in a
No?
long time though. Man, it's been a while. I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
You
I'm gonna
better
have to stretch.
Stretch. You better stretch.
I might have to stretch. Dude,
From here on out.
Isn't that funny though? So he's a follower of IKE Live. He follows
Yeah.
IKE Live, BU.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He knows the businesses.
Yep.
Wow.
He's a fisherman, you know.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's working part-time, I guess, at LL Bean. Probably retired from teaching at this point.
How about that? Does he freshwater fish, saltwater fish, a little both?
Yeah, I can't really remember.
Yeah.
Getting too deep into that with him.
Wow.
But
See that, Dave? All these years later, and they thought that we would end up to amount to nothing.
Look at me now.
God, we proved it wrong. And look at Dave. Get a close up of Dave right now. There he goes. Mr. Powell, see that? You thought Dave was going to end up pushing sawdust his whole life? Look right there.
School's for fools. Look at me.
All right. Got some contest submissions.
Yes.
All right, so we got pack yourselves in a huge mystery tackle box and return to sender to get off the island.
Good first one.
We have use real snot to attract mermaids and have them swim you back to the mainland.
I like that.
It's a good
one. Yeah, no. You ready? Sorry, Pete. If it's windy, take Pete's T-shirt and use it as a sail while you stand on a flambeau gun box. Send your address. Send your address. Whoever just wrote
Hold on,
yeah, we got 5 more just blew in, dude.
I don't like that one.
Use line cutters to turn Dave's pants into a sail and flambeau as a paddle, and you can all ride out on Ike's ego.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
We may have a winner.
I think we got a winner.
Wow.
That's fantastic. All right. JT time.
Wow. JT time. Can I guess one? Because if I like to say one. Dude, the real snot you could put on a slingshot on a palm tree. And because of the lubricating factor, you'd get more distance. And you sling yourself back to the mainland.
Think it'd be enough distance?
I think it'd be enough if you had the real snot on there. I think it'd be right.
You get extra casting distance.
Yeah, if you didn't have the real snot. Oh, and joining us right now, Brian the Carpenter. She had come in. She was back behind the palm tree, powdering herself back up.
Woo!
We have
What's
Ginger joins us.
Hold on, JT. You're going to have to stand
Hold on,
by,
JT.
bro.
Ginger just joined us.
Oh,
I don't hear anything.
Hang
Hold
a
on. Can you say something again?
Hi.
Oh, there
Hi,
you go,
everyone.
Ginger. How you doing? Now, Ginger, were you? You've been stuck on this creepy Ike Live Island with us for years.
I know, it's awful. I've been waiting for my moment. You know, I'm a movie star.
I see that, and you've got a beautiful dress on. Who are you wearing tonight, Ginger?
I would have been a designer back then. This is Coco Chanel.
Coco Chanel. Wow, it's beautiful. And Ginger, how do you keep your hair so beautiful and the color so vivid under these wretched conditions on the Ike Live Island?
This is my natural hair color, and I wash it in the lagoon.
Wow. Wow. You wash that in the lagoon. Well, Ginger, thank you for joining us. Where did Lovey go?
Oh, Lovey had to go clean her hut. She was worried about having guests over.
Okay. And do the drapes match the curtains?
Of course.
Okay.
Are you moving in on Thursday?
I'd like to see that.
Did you ever see that episode though, where they like do the date? Like, don't you remember that? Like Thurston and Ginger and
Wow. No.
So Lovey goes with the professor to try to like make Thurston jealous because he decided to get a meal with. Anyone remember this?
No. Wow.
Vaguely.
So it's like an early version of Wife Swap on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds awesome. All right.
Is JT on?
Yeah, we're getting
Hi,
JT, back to business here. Right now, we've got an amazing guy join us, friend of the show, making a really. I want to hear it from him. He's going to make an announcement tonight. It's kind of breakthrough. Also, we're going to get his opinion on what the heck's going on in the sport of bass fishing right now. But joining us via Skype, the one and only JT Kenney, everybody. JT! Wait a minute. Is that JT? That's not JT. Who is that? Wait a minute.
It is me.
Oh! What is that?
So evidently, I hear there was a hunter on Gilligan's Island. I am here. I hear there needs something hunted.
No, what are you hunting for?
Do what?
What are you hunting for? What are you after?
You guys are got to tell me. I was just told there needed a hunter. Look, I got my hat. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm
You look
camouflaged.
like Crocodile Dundee.
And I show up ready, and you got nothing for me.
And you hunted all of us.
Oh, Pete.
I heard a dog barking in the back.
Your shirt as a sail. Hey,
I got to be an easy
don't get mad
target.
at me. I'm armed.
All right, Dave, Dave Brodzik, you're the authority on Gilligan's Island. Where's the hunter come into all this?
The hunter that made it to the island, he was like this real, like over the top, like douchey trophy hunter that was trying to, but he like wanted like Gilligan, like wanted Gilligan's head, and he was running around after Gilligan in the jungle. And
how'd he get to be the damn authority?
Trophy hunter.
Yeah, it was trophy hunter hunting.
Brian's offended. Mike.
Yeah, I'm a little offended.
Oh,
Right now.
you're the authority too, Brian.
Yeah. But yeah, he was hunting.
Why?
Gilligan.
Why is he offended? I'm the douchey trophy hunter. I don't even understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Look, I'm dressed in camouflage. I got a Keystone Light hat on. Like, I'm the douchey one. Why
I
are
can't
you
even
offended
tell.
about?
It's so dark. You're so.
Holding the
you're
third got
so
6 for God's sake.
camouflaged.
You really are on the island, though.
Top of the evening to you, though, Ginger.
That's awesome. I need to break. I want to break into reality. And let's get off the island for 1 second. JT, I want to start by saying, dude, the last 3 or 4 weeks in professional fishing has seemed like the end of the world, a tidal wave, an explosion, all wrapped up into one.
I don't know about the end of the world. Tidal wave, absolutely. End of the world, try the beginning, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been so much stuff go on. Not obviously we're going to talk about whatever kind of craziness I've gotten myself into. But, when somebody comes, in my opinion, and takes the entire sport that we all know, we all love, we all live, breathe, we're as passionate almost as Mike Iaconelli is about it, he flops it upside down. Like, seriously? Like, could you imagine? I'm going to speak specifically to you, Ike, right now.
Yeah.
You imagine 1 year ago to this date, someone walking up to you and saying, almost every big name in the Bassmaster Elite Series is going to walk away next year, next fall, and go fish something completely different.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your explanation of that.
Yeah.
What do you said?
It's hard. It's actually hard. I've had this conversation with Pete. It's hard to wrap your hands around it because I don't think anybody could have predicted that. I don't think anybody, not even me. I don't know that I couldn't imagine it would happen in one felt swoop like that, But I do think that speaks for the anglers, being unsatisfied with the conditions, And in my opinion, that's why that movement was so big. That was part of it, at least, is anglers weren't unhappy. And what I thought was interesting is that it wasn't just bass guys; it was also FLW guys. It was, and that's what it actually excited me as well. Is it was guys, anglers saying, you know what, we need a change. We've had enough. We need a change. We want to work for common things. And I think that's part of the result of what you saw happen. Pete, would you agree with that?
I think definitely. I mean, the anglers they sent a message, a giant message to the sport, to the, to the tournament organizations as a whole.
Yeah.
They sent a huge message by doing this, and I'll be flat out honest. Like your point, JT. Could you have ever seen this where the vast majority no way in hell. I would say no way that the majority of the talented anglers from the elites are going to make that big a move together.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yeah. Now I want to put you on the spot, JT, though, about your decision, because I don't want to call out anybody from bass, but I saw guys in bass that were not doing well that I said that's an easy decision for them to make. I saw older guys that fished bass that made the decision that were toward the end of their career, and that was an easy decision to make for them. But then I looked at a guy like you, and you we know this. You mentioned this on Ike Live when you were here, dude. You had it made at FLW. You were kicking ass. You were literally kicking ass a lot, taking a lot of money from the other guys. You were very comfortable in the situation with sponsorships, and it's a different departure for you coming from FLW. What prompted you to make that departure?
Well, just the vision of something bigger, of something broader, of something of, I mean, I don't just mean the format. I don't just mean, anything like there's vision to where there's a group of individuals that are gonna just upheave everything. That's gonna, like, our sport basically hasn't grown since its infancy.
Flatlined.
And
yeah.
There's a bunch of people that like that. Obviously, I love the sport. It's been my whole life, my entire life. It's all I've ever done.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining, and it's bigger than what people are making. Just like little things, like something that I heard in MLF, some of the meetings and stuff that we were talking about is obviously like the 5 biggest fish is not working. You get as far as an entertainment value for long-term getting more people into the sport like that's one of the reasons why they don't want to do that, because it takes all day long, to try to just catch 5 great big ones.
Yeah.
Scoring makes you feel good, and I know there's a lot of people out there thinking the same thing I'm thinking, because scoring's cool. Scoring does make you feel good, though, and that's why, other than, like, say, certain places, maybe Canada or whatever, that hockey is really popular, whereas basketball is, in most places, is way more popular because there's more scoring in basketball.
Right.
They score 2 or 3 goals in a hockey game. They score, 50 or 60 or 100 goals in a basketball game. That gets the endorphins or whatever going. It gets you excited. That's things that you want to see. You want to see people score. You want to see points get put on the board, so to speak, or in our position, pounds put on the board.
Yeah.
So it's going to draw people in, and that format's going to be better for more of the masses, instead of it just being those, 500,000 or 1 million hardcore bass fishing fans. We're going to draw big fans. We're going to draw from a larger base. And it's only going to take our sport and everybody else to a such higher level.
Yeah.
That's what we've always been looking for. And I mean, once I started hearing, Boyd and Gary and some of the other guys talking about this stuff, and, and then had time to sit down, think about it, it was like that light switch, like that holy shit moment,
yeah.
They're right. This is going to work, and that's my whole opinion of it in a nutshell. I mean, I could talk about it for hours on end, but in my opinion, that's where it is, man.
Yeah. So I agree with everything you said. I think there are so many new and exciting things that MLF's providing that will reach new people, and I think that was a big reason you saw a mass exodus. Was it a tough decision for you, JT, or was it one of those decisions where you thought a minute about it and you were like, this is the deal?
No, not at all. It was, and I'm not saying that in any way bad about FLW. FLW built my career, and I love those people. I'll still continue to, when I can, fish some of their lower level events and everything. But I just didn't see it with FLW, and obviously a lot of people didn't see it with bass either. Just like that big, passionate movement to let's do something different.
Yeah.
Instead of just going through the same motions over and over and over, and it's just enough to work, just enough to get by. Let's do that. Screw that, man. Let's take a leap. Let's take a jump. Let's do something. And that's what I think our entire sport needed. Was a big kick in the ass. A big, like, let's either do this or screw it, and we're all going to fish club tournaments. Nothing wrong with club tournaments. Absolutely fine. I love it. Might even fish one next week. But you know what I mean? Just like, let's do something about it. And that like lit a fire in me that hasn't been very bright. You know, that I've always had a burning passion for the tournaments and trying to make money, but like a thing bigger than yourself, something that you can look at and say, son of a bitch, I was involved.
Yeah.
We changed the whole sport, and that's what lit the fire under my ass. That really was it. It just like literally I spent 2 nights laying in bed and didn't sleep, not because of sleepless worrying about where I was going to fish. I was sleepless as, man, this is going to be freaking big.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty laid back, and you know, most of my fans know me, don't really give too much about anything. And for me to lay in bed for 2 nights, like, that was kind of big for me, and I really did, and I'm just flat out excited.
Yeah. Now, I 2 other questions, and the one is, in the recent week, we heard a few announcements, and there's probably some going to be made within the next few days, of FLW guys going to the Bassmaster Elite Trail in 2019. Did that surprise you to hear bass recruiting at FLW? And then did it surprise you to see some of these bigger name FLW guys deciding to go to bass in 2019?
It really did. And without trying to upset too many people, but apparently that's what we do on IKE.
Do it.
So,
do it.
I really looked into the payout with bass and what they did, and maybe I'm wrong, but to me it looked like a bunch of smoke and mirrors. There are some good things, like the Angler of the Year tournament, the Texas Bass Classic tournament, you know, where there's no entry fee and everybody gets, you know, some money. But the regular season events, it seems like the guys that aren't getting the bonus to stay on from bass are still paying a $4,300 entry fee, and now if they get a check, instead of getting $10,000, they're getting $7,500.
Right.
And then figure if you have basically, in my opinion, I've been doing this for a long time, you can just figure you have $1,500 in expenses per tournament. So if you're paying a $4,375 entry fee, you got $1,500 in expenses per tournament, and you get a check that you used to get $10,000 for that now you only get $7,500 for. Click, click, click. You're making $225 for in a tournament, getting a check.
Yeah.
So that's not, and obviously I'm not a mathematician. Somebody's going to tell me that I did something wrong there. Yeah, whatever. But the profit money isn't very good. At least in FLW, you're paying a $5,000 entry fee, but if you get a check, you're getting a $10,000 check.
Right.
You take your $50 out of it for expenses. At least you're making $3,500.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least you're making something. Now, of course, the guys that were staying from bass, they got the little $20,000 bonus or whatever. You know, so it's going to make it a little better for them. They're going to make a little bit more money. But, you know, basically what I've been hearing from a lot of the guys that from bass that are my friends that either stayed or went, they're all a little ticked because if that money was there all the time, why didn't they pay it before?
Yeah.
Or FLW basically said, and it did piss a lot of the FLW guys off, but they basically said, man, that's all we got. There's only so much in the pot. We were giving it to you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm sure it did piss the FLW, some of the FLW guys off, and I get it. I get the whole thing, but at the same time, if they were like, man, that's all there is, you know, this whole year I was on the FLW Angler Advisory Board. And the whole time, all we did, a lot of us did want to get rid of co-anglers, and that's one thing that FLW did. But they also, you know, we were talking about, you know, payouts and everything, and they were talking about ways to, you know, to get more sponsors, to get more money in, so there was more payout.
Yeah.
So they were being proactive. They were trying to do things, and it was just taking a while, you know, where it's just to me it seemed weird. Not even to me, to a bunch of, because I didn't have a dog in the fight. I was in FLW and knew I was going to MLF.
Right.
But with the whole bass thing, it just, this is the thing I think that a bunch of the bass guys won't say. And I'm not downplaying bass in any. I've won a Bassmaster Open. I started in the Federation. You know, like bass is near and dear to my heart too. I think the thing that pissed all the bass guys off is when all of a sudden MLF stepped up and said, we're going to do this deal. And all the anglers are like, oh, holy crap, I'm going over there. This money just appeared out of nowhere. And I think in my, and I might be completely wrong. And if I am, I will own up to it. But I think, well, I know, because that's what a bunch of my bass buddies told me, that's what really pissed them off.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the case. I think as anglers, we always were, we were frustrated because we didn't know. We didn't know if bass, was making a lot of money.
Right.
We watched the TV show and the website. We saw all the commercials. We're like, there's a lot of sponsorship dollars flowing here. The magazine, the circulation, everything was being driven by the anglers, or at least, significant part of it was driven by the anglers. And, we're fishing hard. And at the end of the day, you're not making that much money unless you have a great year, and
exactly,
like there was no transparency. We didn't know. And that's what I've always wanted to know, as an angler is, hey, maybe these guys aren't making any money. Maybe these tournament organizations are just barely getting by. And this is the best. Like FLW said, this is the business model. This is all that's in the pot. This is all that we can do. And maybe that's the case. But you don't know, as an angler doing this stuff, you're doing your balance sheet at the end of the year. You're like, this is crap, man. Look, they just signed 6 new sponsors. We hear the rumors for $250,000 each.
Why aren't they passing it on?
You know, why aren't we getting paid more to do what we're doing?
Yeah.
And we've always had that, and I understand the frustration, like you mentioned, JT. These guys are like, oh, now that you threaten to leave, now here comes the money.
Yeah.
Where was this money at all along?
Right.
And I think it's great that the anglers made a movement and they did something. It's really fractured a lot of stuff, and that's one of the things that I see in the sport right now is you got guys, fractured and going to different places. I eventually, we had talked about this since day one, to be able to make a collective decision as a group of anglers to say, hey guys, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Whether you go to the MLF or you stay with Bassmasters, we're gonna help you, make your living, make your career, but we're going to be able to do that decision together.
Yeah.
That's what I'd certainly like to see, and I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is going to get us there. What's going on right now?
I hope so. I'll be blunt with you and let you know that the last Ike Live we had, we really analyzed this, and we were talking a lot about what you said, Pete, which is this the time for the anglers to get together above and beyond the organizations? I brought it up through the entire show. There was an email sent out from the anglers to the anglers. The number of anglers, you were on that message. The number of anglers was 297 pro anglers across BASS, MLF, and FLW. All got the same letter saying, guys, this is a big moment in our sport. Let's organize. Let's organize together as anglers. This is going to be shocking, but 70 responses came back out of 278.
Wow.
That said they were interested. Now, some of it you gotta factor in. Some guys are hunting, some guys weren't there, some guys it got lost or whatever. But
they've had time. Yeah. Like ever get a hold of, but get a hold of him, cares about, he calls you right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's disappointing. I think the thing MLF is doing right is they're saying, guys, we're going to let you have a voice through our league, and you're doing it right. I'd love to see that voice be above and beyond the leagues themselves, but I think MLF is on the right track. Listen to me, everybody watching and listening right now. If you've got a question for JT, if you want to talk about anything in the fishing industry, if you want to just let us know what Halloween costume you're wearing this year, please hit us up on the IM. Dave Brodzik is manning it right now. We'd love to hear your questions. I want to, before we get into the big announcement, JT, and I know you've already sort of made it, but a lot of people don't know yet, and myself included, didn't believe it. So I want to hear it from I want to see your lips moving as you make this announcement. Before I get into that, I did want to get your take on something. And again, without throwing anyone under the bus, we've fielded some calls from MLF anglers since the last show. They asked for their names not to be announced, but they said, man, we are worried we love the theory of MLF. We love the premise of MLF, but we're worried about how they're going to do all this, right? You know, MLF up until this announcement was a made-for-TV tournament league with 4 events throughout the year. And now you're going to 8 full tour events with live coverage, with media exposure, with new things they've never had before, having to create social media, a magazine, starter leagues. And the calls we fielded were just these guys saying, how the hell are they going to do all this? Have you thought about that? Have you talked to MLF? Are they ready to tackle all this is in front of them?
Is it going to work out perfect? Probably not. Is it what we need? Absolutely. Yes, they're working day and night, like they really are. I'm really, talk to them a lot more now than I did just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there is a shitload of work to do.
Yeah.
They're probably overwhelming at times. But man, if you want to be great, if you want to do something awesome, be better, be great, you work hard. That's what America's built on. Work hard. Don't lay around and hope somebody gives you something. Freaking grab the bull by the horns, whatever cliche crap that is, and do it. And that's what they're doing. They're working hard. They're doing everything they can do. Are they going to make some mistakes? I guarantee it. They're going to, but at least somebody took our sport and went after it. That's really all I can say. I'm sure there's going to be some mistakes. I'm sure you're going to see stuff all over social media. It's going to be like, oh, they messed that up, blah, 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 blah. That sucked, whatever. But the whole thing, and I'm sure that Mike, you being involved in this, have heard the same thing. If we all continue to pull the rope in the same direction, eventually we'll get there.
Absolutely.
And I believe if we get united and do that, we're going to. And we basically, most of us have united with MLF and the Bass Pro Tour, and that's where we're going.
Yeah. And the other thing too, Pete, I want to mention is the resources that MLF have is pretty. It's from a financial standpoint, it's pretty insane. When you've got a relationship with Kroenke Sports and you've got a relationship with Johnny Morris, there's a lot of income there to make things happen that probably couldn't normally happen under normal circumstances. And to sprinkle that in, you've got Gilligan sitting here on the casting couch. Gilligan, how do you plan on helping with all this stuff? You can't even get off a fucking island. How are you going to help with all this stuff?
Oh, gee, I just don't know. I'll do my very best, though. I'll tell you that much.
Zoinks!
Just keep trying, Gilligan. Zoinks. That's all we ask.
You know, I keep trying.
That's all we ask you, young man. Keep trying. Yes. I'm sorry.
Are they doing as MLF? We talked about transparency. Are they being transparent with you guys? You talked about resources. Do you really know what kind of resources you're dealing with, or is it still an organization doing one thing and the anglers following along?
I'll answer both ways, and I'll let JT chime in on it too. The one side of it is that Major League Fishing has already established a system where we have accountability, right? So we've elected 8 representatives. We've all got a representative that we look toward that. When we have a question, when we want to have accountability, we can go directly to the ownership and have answers. So I like that. I like that part of it. And the other side of that is, again, I just know that with Kroenke and Morris being involved, I mean, you can Google right now what those guys are worth, and it's more money than I'll ever see in my entire life. Times 10, unless
not me, I'm $1.6 billion richer.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Unless we win the lottery here tomorrow, we might be able to play with those guys. But
I don't know about what the lottery might is.
I don't know what the hell would you do with all that money though. I think it would ruin you.
I have a plan.
You have a plan? I think it would ruin you. JT, would it ruin you if you won that much money?
Yes.
It probably. I don't even want it. Like literally, I wouldn't. I didn't even buy a ticket. I don't even want that much. That's ridiculous.
It's a lot.
Like if I could make $1 million a year, that would be freaking awesome. But that kind, like, what would you even do? Like people would probably be like like literally stalking you, like people trying to break into your house all the time, like I'd be worried to death. Like I didn't buy a ticket. I don't even want it.
I bet you'd get it gold plated, JT.
Oh yeah, I'd have some gold plated shit. I can tell you
would get something gold plated. I got a feeling.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Forget about it.
That.
Gilligan, what would you do if you hit the lottery?
I'd buy an island.
Buy an island.
And do whatever I want.
Buy
on
Gilligan's
it.
Island.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And kick the skipper off it.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. If I won and I needed a bodyguard, I'd hire that scary-looking guy right back there on the IMs. Dave, give us some questions coming through for JT. What do you got coming through?
Very active.
Can't hear you. Wait, say that again. All right, there you go.
Chad in Canada has been very active on the IM board, and he's got a lot of great points. One of them was
Canada.
He said Bass has been collecting tens of millions in advertising dollars while making you guys sleep in your truck and fish for your own money. Entry fees.
Oh, who knows if that's true?
I don't know.
What is the report to that? Well, we don't know if they've been making tens of millions of dollars, but apparently there was a lot more than what was getting paid back. And the one thing we all have to understand is that this is America. It is a profit organization. It's not a nonprofit. It's not a charity. But yet still there's got to be some, there's got to be some fairness to it too. And I think that's what the problem was, in my opinion. Mike, what do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely true. It's hard because you can't guess exactly. It's hard. It's hard to guess. It's hard to guess. I mean, I just think with the anglers never having a real voice in FLW or bass, both. JT, you mentioned. You were on a board at FLW. At the end of the day, it was a nice gesture. And Bill Taylor's looking at me right now, so I'm trying to be as kosher as possible saying this. I'm trying to be kosher, but it was a nice gesture that they did that for you guys. But you guys had no real power, just like the Bass Advisory Board had no real power. That's a real bummer because when the anglers have no real power, there's no accountability.
That's the fear with the MLF one too.
It is. I think it's also a fear with MLF if it isn't done the right way.
Yeah.
It is a fear with MLF as well. Yeah.
Good.
Choppy audio.
Does your ear itch, Mike?
No, hold on. I'm giving a signal to the professor. He's doing he's doing a shitty job, just like he couldn't get off the island. Can't hear you, Brian.
I wish I could see what he did right now.
Too many goddamn buttons. JT, your audio's a little out of sync, so I need your lips to move faster and your words to come out a little slower to get in time. Only you can do it.
Only you.
Yo, ready?
All right,
perfect.
This might be the perfect time, Dave, unless you had anything else mind-blowing on IM.
Nothing mind-blowing. People want to know what you're doing. A lot of people are in support of you going to one or the other.
I can't hear you. I can hardly hear you. Is he on?
I didn't hear him either.
That's because Brian just, he had the mic off. We talk a lot back here, so I can't rip him for that. But listen, Pete.
All right.
Pete, people want to know, what are your plans?
What are my plans?
No, Pete Gluzek.
Oh.
Pete.
Plans?
Yeah, Pete, are you fishing anywhere, dude? Why do you guys ask me quiet? Brian rips the guy immediately when Chad says something, and then you interrupt the question. Like, why are we even doing IM?
Skipper!
Yeah,
Skipper, what are your plans, Skipper?
I am really looking forward to getting off this island.
No more IM.
Oh, Jesus Christ. To answer the question, I'm on track. I'm gonna be doing the Bass Opens next year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just be concentrating with Bass University. We've got a tremendous live new product that we're going to be shooting on next year throughout the country.
Excited to film with JT.
Hopefully we can get our arrangements set to come down and see you in sunny Florida when it gets cold up here.
Yes.
Which is coming real soon. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I did not get the MLF invitation, the Elite invitation. Bill Taylor did invite me to fish the FLWs, though.
Wow.
The invitation's still there, Pete.
Come on, boy. Come over here. Pick this up.
Ranger Boat Pro, Pete Gluzek. 5 fish, 5 alive, his weight. Mark it. How'd you catch it, Pete? Appreciate you.
Chris Jones?
Yeah. And you never open your mouth and you get pushed off stage. This is I've been waiting for this because I didn't believe it. Brian texted me instantly, sent me the link, and
you called bullshit on it.
I called bullshit on it. I'm so excited. I'm watching your lips as you talk, JT. You've already made this announcement, but this is still a big announcement for a lot of people.
Let's drag it out, Mike.
Let's drag it out. This is still a big announcement. You're making you made a decision already to go to MLF, and now there's another big decision that you made. Tell the Ike Live fans, tell us now, what is in the future for JT Kenney in 2019?
Well, basically, I accepted the invitation to fish MLF and the Bass Pro Tour, and then I had another opportunity arise.
Ooh.
And basically, it was MLF had, I fished MLF last year. Of course, those shows haven't came out yet because at that point it was when the shows come out the next year. Which obviously with the Bass Pro Tour, it's not going to be like that. They're going to come out much quicker.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But they called me and kind of liked how I was on the show and offered me a position to be a commentator and a color analyst for the Bass Pro Tour. And I told them that was insane. I'm an angler. And then hung up and got thinking about it a little more. And I have to admit, it's always something that I saw happening in my future. Believe it or not, kind of a funny story with all that. Back when I was younger, I used to race motocross, and my dad actually used to announce some of the motocross races. So that's not really why I did it. But
It's in the blood.
Right, but just always very comfortable in front of the camera, that kind of stuff, and enjoy doing it. I enjoy being on your show. I enjoy being on, I've been on the FLW Live, done quite a few segments for them. When I didn't make the cut, I went and helped, Rob Knoll and them, on the deal. And it just, I got thinking about it, and I thought, man, that kind of was my thought of my end game in the sport of bass fishing.
Yeah.
But not at 45 years old. I thought at 55 years old or 53, something like that, not at this. And then I started thinking, if I did want to do this, where would I want to do it? Would I want to do it at FLW? Would I want to do it at Bass? Or would I want to do it at MLF? And obviously, we're all wrapped all around the idea, Mike, you included, that MLF is going to be the shit.
Yep.
It's going to be. So basically, before I was even ready for a job, somebody offered me the best of that job. And I got thinking about it like that, and the wheels started to turn. And I've been, always had kind of a fishing show, TV fishing show in the back of my mind too, which probably a lot of anglers do. And of course, I've really been ramping up my YouTube stuff. We just dropped a pretty epic video, pretty epic edit today on YouTube. And I talked to a lot of my sponsors, and a lot of my sponsors basically said, if you keep creating all that kind of content, start moving into the TV end of things, we're going to stick with you, and keep promoting our products through the TV end. So I called MLF back and accepted a job to be a commentator and color analyst for the Bass Pro Tour. And basically,
it's official.
It was official a week ago.
I know it was official a week ago, but I had to see it. I had to see the lips moving.
Do you know who you're working with?
Why everything's a secret with
Pete
MLF?
Klusick? All right.
No, I don't know who I'm working with.
Oh, so you do? Okay.
That's it. I'm actually.
Okay, so you do.
Yeah. I'm excited for you because I tell you, I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's an amazing opportunity. I think you're the right guy. I think with knowledge of the sport, that's so important. Because I had heard there were rumors going around that Major League Fishing was soliciting a color commentator from outside of the fishing world.
Boo.
And that always scared the crap out of me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, and Pete, that's what we were talking, you know, because I know you were looking at it too, and it was like, we got to have a guy that knows the sport, that's passionate about it. That's the only way it's going to work. Just like if you look at football and baseball and hockey, the best analysts are passionate about the sport, and they know about it. So I love that.
Agreed.
I love that you're going to give a great insight, you know, into the commentation. So that's awesome.
Here's one of the things that MLF, once I called him back and said, it's okay, it's not a hard no anymore, I'm actually thinking about it. They said, not only are we trying to change the sport of bass fishing completely, but we're trying to change sportcasting too, whereas most analysts and commentators are basically washed up retired people. Not everybody. I'm sure somebody out there is going to say, so-and-so's not washed up. Yeah, whatever. I forgot that guy. Whatever you want to say. Most of them are. And basically they said, we want to get someone relevant right now.
Ruin their career, right?
One season of MLF that they haven't aired yet.
Right.
But that's relevant right now, that knows what the anglers are going through, that can take the fans and put the fans in that angler's head. And when they kind of explained that to me, I was so revved up to fish this new tour and everything. But, you know, when I look down the road and whatever, you know, and everything that's coming along, it seemed like the right thing to do to me.
Yeah.
I think the only people that are going to be pissed off about me doing this,
Pete,
maybe Pete, but it's all the guys that fish the Gator division of the BFL, because I still have to fish some kind of tournament. So Gator division, I'm coming. I'm going to practice and everything. So I'm sorry. I apologize right now, but I'm going to have to take that competitive fire out somewhere. And you guys are it. Calling you out right now, Gator Division BFL. I'm all in.
Man, that's some harsh words. I tell you, JT, I'm stoked for you. I'm happy. I think it's going to be awesome for you. But I'm a little mad at you at the same time, and I just got to be honest.
I'm good with it.
I'm a little mad because I wanted to be the first one to retire. I had this big plan to announce a retirement, and now you upstaged me. You upstaged me in retirement.
That is not what I meant.
No, it stole Pete's job.
Stole Pete's job
and
upstaged my retirement.
Why are you even on here right now?
It's a double whammy.
Everyone is going to steal Mike's thunder because he can't get it out.
I can't get it out.
Ever.
Hey, JT, does this make Pete the Meryl Streep of bass fishing?
Meryl Streep?
Wow.
She never got an Academy Award for like ever, dude. They kept snubbing her.
Who watching Ike Live would know that fact?
Wait, Meryl Streep never got an Academy
She
Award?
did, but it took like 40 years of work. JT's talking the whole time and Brian's interrupting.
Wow.
I think I'm more like the Tom Brady of bass fishing, where there's there's like 100 guys that passed on him that are really pissed off and got a dumb look after.
Yeah,
but into the Super Bowl 100 times.
Yeah, but he had a happy ending.
It ain't over yet, Junior.
I want to put my
I'm kidding, Pete.
So what are you? What's this? You wanted to retire before me? We're kind of the same age. What's going on here?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
We're taking up acting.
We're taking up acting. We're gonna do the new.
We're practicing tonight.
Right.
You outstanding job as the Howells. Love it. Now you're Ginger.
Now I'm Ginger.
All right, JT, I'm checking the social feeds. Social feeds here, and we've got Skip Skovarstak. Is that how am I saying it right? Skip Skovarstak on Twitter, Twitter feed on Ike Live. 3 questions for you.
Oh, wow, that's good.
One is, JT, why do you hate Pete? Why does MLF hate Pete? And the last one, can someone please hire Pete? Steve Skovarskak.
In order, because he stole a chicken McNugget one time from me in a parking lot of a McDonald's somewhere in Kentucky, I think, in 1997. That's why. I already forgot what the second one was. I know the last one is why I want anybody hire Pete, and I don't understand that.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right, everybody. I got a job.
I don't remember what question 2 was. It doesn't matter anyway. Nobody remembers the middle one anyway.
Oh, man.
And I don't think that was a fan asking that question, Mike.
Yeah, it was Skip Skavarskak. He's not a fan anyway.
His name was Skip.
Skip Skavarskak.
And I like that you look at Brian to confirm the pronunciation.
Yeah, the pronunciation. Well, it's on
Problem
Twitter.
is, it's Steve Skavarchak and Skippy Szynski.
That's right. It was a combination of both of those. Well,
those were the guys we went to middle school with.
Oh, wow.
Skippy Szynski.
It's either Skip or Steve or Pellegrinos.
The guy's
or...
name was really Skippy Skazinski?
It was.
Yeah, Skippy.
Skip
he was
Lizinski.
awesome on a half pipe. He could ride his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
Skip Szynski.
Szynski.
I can't say it right. All right, JT, so with this big announcement, color commentators across other sports have something they're known for. They have a trait. They have a way they pronunciate. They have an accent. They have a mannerism. What will become your trademark MLF commentating style?
Or like a name.
Or a
like
name.
JT Kenney, a.k.a.
Yeah, are you going to have a name? Or are you going to have a style? A lisp?
The name will probably just be, wow, that guy's awesome. I don't know. Like, I've been working on taglines like, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
I like that.
Hey, JT, Tom Sullivan wants to know. Tom Sullivan says, congrats, JT. Does this mean you'll be wearing Wiley X sunglasses to protect your eyes from the stuff that flies out of Marty Stone's mouth?
Well, I'm not really sure. It depends on how much Wiley X has in their marketing budget.
Let me get paid.
Oh, my God.
Oh, behind the scene laugh there, too.
So no lisp.
No lisp.
No
Okay.
lisp.
I would go with the
No
lisp.
lisp.
They could use somebody else for that. I'm looking at this list here. The list is back down to 80, of course, now, Brian.
Right.
Yeah.
It's back down to 80. Was it 81? I had a question to Brian about why is it 81, but now that you've made it official, it's back down to 80. Yeah, I want to call you to spot on this one here real quick.
Wait, so who was 81?
Well, JT was in the mix of the 81, but
I
now
know,
that
but
it's
who popped it above?
Jeff Sprague.
Jeff Sprague and Anthony Gagliardi.
Hell, it better not be Scott Martin.
All right, here's a legitimate question for you. Which one of these two are going to be harder to cover with excitement when they catch a big fish?
Oh, this is good. Hey, you got me interested.
Mark Davis or Todd Faircloth?
Todd Faircloth.
Todd, you know what's funny? Todd's a really good dude. He's just so mellow. Yeah, he's so mellow.
He's just in the zone, which is awesome for performance-wise in our sport. But it's not the greatest. And it's cool too because maybe he'll be watching this, and next time he catches a fish on camera, he'll be like, "Woo, yeah," which will be good. But no, Todd's a great buddy of mine. But yeah, he's like so in the zone that we don't even. He just caught a 7-pounder, and is he happy? Or we'll see. We'll see what LF and BPT brings out in Mr. Faircloth.
Yes,
JT even when he smiles, it's just like.
Yeah,
like his laugh.
Even the smile is subtle. Yeah, it's crazy. He's just so mellow. It's awesome.
Mike, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Brad S has an addition to what you could use the Wiley X sunglasses for.
Okay.
Says you could put them on so it doesn't show your eyes staring at Shelly Sanders' chest the whole time.
Well,
So we've had 3 offensive women comments tonight. What is going on in here?
Wait, what were the other 2?
What was
Mike's inviting people to his house. What was there was another woman comment.
Get inside those women's houses. Was the comment.
Yeah, getting inside women's houses.
That's right.
And there was one with the howls. I can't remember what that one was.
Well, Are we going to be seeing Mary Ann tonight, by the way, Ginger?
She. Oh yeah, we're gonna swap out during the 3rd segment.
We are.
JT, did you know that Raquel Welch auditioned for the part of Mary Ann in Gilligan's Island?
It's true.
BT, how do you know this stuff?
I Googled it.
The
Googled the hell out of it.
Yeah, makes sense. I get it.
The Google machine. Second question, JT, and I need you to be honest. This is Ike Live. Remember, you can't lie on the show.
Right.
Coming from Skip Slazinski.
That's right. No, this is just another question. This is another question concerning your new commentating role. When you are forced to cover the one and only Skeet Reese, who is going to have better hair, you or Skeet? Oh, enough said.
I don't know. We'll have to. You know what? What we're going to have to do, we're going to have to get Skeet and I both in studio Ike Live and have fans vote. That's the only way this is going to get solved.
It's a challenge to Skeet Reese if he's listening. I know he's not because he's probably drinking wine somewhere.
Looking at himself in the mirror.
Yeah. You know, and it's kind of funny, too, because when we were having one of those, one of the MLF meetings, and we were all deciding that's what we were going to do, and Skeet got up and gave this speech, and it was awesome, and Skeet's a great buddy of mine, and he got up and gave this speech, and, man, everybody was almost in tears and clapping and everything, and he got done that speech, and, you know, he come over and kind of in the area where I was standing and was talking to a couple of us. He said something, and I said, man, I can't wait to whoop you next year. And now I don't get to do that. That's the only thing that I'm upset about the decision that I made, was that I don't get to fish against Skeet next year.
But you get to talk shit on him.
You do. You can talk a little smack.
Oh, I get to talk about everybody.
Yes, you do.
Hey, Biffle Shorts just said, scoreboard update. That can be your new catchphrase. Scoreboard update. Boy Duckett is on the board with 80 suckers.
All right, that's a great one. That's a great comment.
That's so good.
Come on, we gotta get JT doesn't like that one.
No, that's a funny comment, but I liked who it was from. That actually applies to my next question. I've got 2 more for you. Okay. What's going to happen, or what will you say or do the first time you're covering Tommy Biffle in the finals and you see his junk hanging out?
Left one or right one?
2 minute penalty for brain hitting back.
Serious. It's serious.
Right
it's
one.
Serious. Left one or right one?
Right one.
Well, so typically he's always going to be fishing the bank, and he's typically always going to be fishing off the starboard side of the boat. So that means that the camera boat is going to be on the port side of the boat, so it's probably not going to be seen that much, and I will probably let him not say anything about it. However, if it's the left one and he's fishing the bank, typically off that side of the boat that he always does, I'm going to have to call it out, I think.
Ooh.
I think because his shorts are so tight, it's like a dog. You ever see dogs don't have a left and a right? They got a front and a back. You know what I mean? It's a front and a back nut. I think that's how Tommy Gilligan.
Yuck.
Shit, I just realized what you're saying.
It's all true.
Oh, that's all right. Last question, JT, and I don't think there's any prize associated with this. This is a real life. This is a this is a real life scenario that will happen. What will your response be when in the finals, covering Dave Lefevre, he runs up to you high on trolling motor and lets you know that he's out of gas? Can he borrow your boat? What will your response be?
Absolutely not. According to MLF rule 16-47, we cannot help you. Because
that's funny. That's what everybody else said to him, too.
Oddly enough.
Oddly enough. Shit out of luck. Dave, you have anything else coming from Skip Lazinski back there, or what do you got? You look like you're deep in thought.
Did you notice any hesitation?
No, none.
None.
Zero.
No, but we do have one more decent addition to the contest.
Okay.
And it's if you're stranded, just give Tackle Warehouse $50 and they'll ship you for free. That was cute.
Yeah.
That's actually good.
That was
Sorry.
a good one.
I
That
think
was a
they put-
clever person.
Decent. Well, I tell you, I am I'm happy that you came on, JT. I had to hear it from you directly. I couldn't. Brian sent me links in a Facebook post, and I still don't believe it. I thought it was all staged. So I'm glad you came on to spill the beans.
This is not staged. This is I didn't want to do this at this point in my career, but it is what I thought my end game was going to be. And shit, man, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you could pick one to do it in, this is the time. And like I said, I'm still gonna fish some stuff. Probably cherry pick a Bass Open or a Costa, but yeah, and obviously everybody's actually gonna see a lot more of me. It's not like I'm going away. Everybody's gonna see a lot more of me, and I'm kicking up the YouTube game. Might have an iron or two in the fire for a TV deal. You know, my own show. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I might be retiring from tour level competition, but I can assure you, fishing fans are going to see a lot more of me.
Yes.
That's cool, man.
I'm excited. Well, I tell you, we're proud of you. I think you're going to do a great job. Just promise me one thing, JT, in this new commentating role. Please do not wear your tournament jersey.
Oh, you don't have to? No. Hey, that gets retired. I actually just speaking of that, I actually just sent one to somebody that's going to raffle it off for St. Jude. One of my very last tournament jerseys, since I'm not going to do that. Even though I am going to fish some BFLs, I can't force myself to wear a tournament jersey during a BFL. I think it's just going to be a T-shirt. So
right on.
I'm going to be upset about that. I'm sorry. Maybe Randy Flowers might have something to say about that. I don't know if Randy's still around. Maybe he is, but you know, that's the way it's going to be. So I really appreciate you guys having me on, man. You know, always, I'm sure I'll be back on here again. I'll probably have some more controversial shit to say. And the really cool thing is that so here's something, you know, before I sign off, thank you everybody from everyone here at Major League Fishing and the Bass Pro Tour. You stay classy, world.
Yeah.
Before that, I want to have a little poll from the Ike Live viewers, and maybe somebody could punch in real quick. Who thinks how long it's going to take, because I am very passionate about our sport, how long it's going to take before I say shit or damn or drop an F-bomb or something during the live streaming show? Does anybody have a guess how long it's going to take me to do that?
I'd like to see what the IM has to say. I'm going to say it's at least between 40 and 43 minutes in.
First segment, for sure.
First segment? I'm going to say 40 to 43 minutes in. We'll hear something.
I gave myself till the second day because I thought maybe I was paying attention the first day. But, Mike, you might be right in there. So, okay, so here's the thing. Is it going to be shit or damn, like something little, or is it going to be like straight up F-bomb? What's the take on that?
I think it depends what happens. I think if you're commentating and you see something that's utterly heartbreaking,
it'll be shit.
It'll be a bigger curse. If it's something little, like, oh shit, you know, something just little happens. But dude, if you watch somebody drop a 6 or you know it, you know, they break, it'll be a fuck.
I think that by the time the show airs, it will be such an outdated statement. It'll be like all that in a bag of chips, no matter what he says.
I'm doing the live streaming show too.
Live.
I'm doing the live stream 6 hours a day every day that ML or the BPT guys are fishing. I'm live streaming.
Damn, that's a lot of work, bro.
124 hours over the season. I'm going to be live streaming.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
So I have an immense amount of opportunities to piss people off.
Yep, I love it. That's about half as long as an average Ike Live show.
So here are some of the over-unders, guys. We have show 1. We have 15 minutes. We have 2.4 seconds. We have 0.2 seconds. We have first one, about a 12-pack.
So I just came up with this idea on this Ike Live Halloween special show. I think I'm going to run this on my Facebook and Twitter. No, I know I'm going to. Everybody has to make their guess on the first time I say some sort of curse word on live streaming for MLF. And that whoever is closest to it will get some kind of prize package that'll be really awesome. I'm just throwing it out there right now. That's what's going to happen.
Nice promotion.
Bass Rush JT says that after Mike catches his third 1-pounder and calls it a giant, you're going to say this effing guy thinks they're all giants.
Oh, I already planned on it. It's already in there, yeah.
It's a numbers game, bro. MLF is a numbers game. Don't you hate them 12 and a half inchers. Don't hate on them, bro.
It's going to be so fun to call everybody out on their bullshit. Like, I cannot wait for this. You guys know, everybody out there knows me and knows my personality. You guys know that MLF hired me because they know I'm going to screw up. Like, they know it. And all press is good press. And I know it, and I'm not even worried about it. So let's let the games begin.
I love it. I love it. JT, I'm so excited, man. I'm happy you came on tonight to announce it. I can't wait to work with you. Please, please don't give me that much slack when I catch 12 inchers. Every fish counts. I love it. JT Kenney, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Hey, good luck with
YouTube, all that stuff. JT Kenney Fishing, hit me up. Subscribe on YouTube. You're going to love it.
Awesome. Well, good luck with your dumb new job, JT.
JT Kenney, everybody. That was awesome. Brian, I swear I didn't believe it. I'm so glad you got them all because even up to the point that he was on the show, I didn't believe it. Yep. I didn't believe it. That's it. You know, it's interesting. It's a tough decision because I can see the competitive side. You know, JT's a competitive person. And the other thing we just brought up at the very end is the workload. Dude, you're talking about an immense amount of work compared to competing as an angler. As an angler, you have one round that's 8 hours long with breaks, with 30-minute breaks in between, and especially in the cups. He's talking about hustling nonstop for 7 days.
6 hours of live television is a tremendous. It's pressure. It's especially if you're the lead guy.
Because you always got to be on.
You got to be aware. You got to be focused, dialed in.
Yeah, the difference is there's pressure, but you're getting paid. There's no pressure to get paid.
It's a guaranteed paycheck.
Well, it's a paycheck. That's a different kind of pressure.
I mean, take the pay away. I mean, just the job itself is just. I mean,
I don't know that you could take the pay out of the equation. The pressure in a tournament's the pay. No, it's directly tied to how you finish.
No. To me, the pressure in the tournament was always just the chronic desire to exceed. You block the pay.
I got you.
You got to block the pay, and he's going to have to. I mean, that's not going to. He's going to have to be on his game all the time. It's just a lot. 6 hours of live TV, man. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's a big
lot.
Deal.
Hey, did we mention the
talk out of it, Pete?
Did we mention that? Oh, he stole all my sponsors at FLW when I was there. Now he steals my job at MLF.
He owes us a free live segment for BU. At the very least,
I swear.
At the very least, he needs to work for us for free.
That's right.
Hey, no respect.
I want some shrimp on the Barbie when I come down and see you next month.
Shrimp on the Barbie
and cold beers.
Cold beers
on JT. Brady Carpenter, what do you got?
I spaced it in the beginning. Did we mention the line cutters promo they're running with? If you buy 5 line cutter rings, you can get your own name or company emblem on them.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Cool. Anybody mention that?
No. Really cool promotion.
Unbelievable.
You can use the promo code IKELiveRules20 to get 20% off products.
It's awesome.
At linecutters.com. Remember, that's with a Z. Line Cutters.
Line with Cutters with a Z.
Custom ring promo. Put your name, social media handle, or business logo on a line cutters ring or flat mount. Perfect gift for the holidays. Great corporate gift for large businesses that are trying to give out the same old products. Bing, bang, boom. Get 5 rings. Get your name on them. It's fantastic.
That's
It's awesome.
really awesome. Did you do Liquid Mayhem?
No, I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna go down. If you're watching right now, we want to go down some of the list of our other amazing sponsors here at Ike Live. Liquid Mayhem. Scent is important. You got to use it. The stuff really, 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 really does work. Go to liquidmayhem.com. Use the promo code IkeLive25 for 25% off anything on liquidmayhem.com. Flambeau, makers of great tackle storage, bags, everything, hunting stuff. Go to flambeau.com. This is a good one, Pete, and I know you know this. Use the promo code IkeLive, and you get 20% off anything on the entire website. That's an awesome one. Also brought to you by TH Marine, the makers of great marine products, from John boats to Biggie Small Yachts. Go to thmarine.com. And Hobie Kayaks. Hobie Kayaks is the Cadillac of kayaks. Check out the brand new Outback hands-free fishing from your kayak. Great sponsors there, Bri. Let's do this. We're going to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we're going to have a very short third segment. We're going to announce the winners to How Do We Get Off the Island sweep contest using MTB box, a Flambeau box, line cutter, Liquid Mayhem.
I think we could have used
Real
Dave's
Snot.
grass skirt.
Dave's grass skirt. We're going to announce the winners to that contest. We're going to have 2 winners. And also, Brian Carpenter, maybe take 1 or 2 calls.
I've got one very special call lined up, and yeah, let's open it up and get a listener on.
Let's do that. Yeah. And everybody, hang in there with us. One more segment when we come back for the Ike Live Halloween special.
Sometimes the best fishing isn't out here.
God, it's gorgeous.
It's in the big city.
I'm Mike Iaconelli. My friends and I grew up fishing the mean streams and rivers of Philadelphia. This week, we're in Miami, Florida. New Orleans, Louisiana. Taiwan!
All you need is a waterway, a local.
I'm ready. Let's go.
And a little passion. A little passion, Mike.
Hey.
Fish My City with Mike Iaconelli. New series premieres Friday, October 12th at 10 on Nat Geo Wild.
Hey, Noah Wheeler here with Real Snot. Been out on this pond for about an hour now. Haven't had a whole lot of luck. We've had a couple blow-ups, but not getting a lot. So we thought we would try the new Java product on this frog, top water. It works great on jigs and other plastics, but we've noticed that when we do use it on top water, we get a trail in the water, the scent's in the water, and we're getting a lot more bites. So we're going to spray some Java all over the frog. Apply some Real Snot to the braid, get it nice and wet, and then as I reel it in, it's going to work its way through it. Okay, so now we got that scent in the water, and then we got the frog all juiced up with some Real Snot Java. Let's see what happens here. There's one. There's one. So as you can see, that scent got around in this little area, this little pocket we're fishing, and sure enough, one came up and nailed it. Small one, albeit, but hadn't caught anything since we've been here for about an hour and 10 minutes now. There's one. That's a good one too. That's a good one. Much better. Good little guy. Threw my frog. Man, they love this stuff. Right through the nose.
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
This might be bigger.
You think so?
Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks.
Oh, it's a... Oh!
27-incher.
He caught it.
28.
Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at the size. Put a little Liquid Mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it. You can't even see it, man. That might be a keeper.
4.5-inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. It's a 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to MysteryTackleBox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
Gilligan from the island. Folks at home, welcome back to the Halloween special of Ike Live. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. We've had an amazing show so far. Special guest Randy and Robin Howell, also known as the Power Couple.
Oh, hell yeah.
In bass fishing. Also just joined by JT Kenney. Big announcement, becoming a color commentator at MLF, giving us his opinion on what's going on in the sport. It's been a great show. Of course, we're the Gilligan's Island cast today. We've got Jumbunji on the couch over here. We've got Gilligan and Professor in the back. And, of course, I am Thurston
Professor
Howell.
Chest hair.
That's right. The skipper had to puke, so he's in the back of the island behind a palm tree puking right now. And we might have another special guest join us for this final third segment. Brian the Carpenter, let's I want to do two things. We'll let everybody know. We're going to be opening up the phone lines here in a second. If you want to call in or comment about anything you saw on the show, please hit us up. Also, the IMs are going to be open the rest of the show. Hit us up at Ike at IkeLive.com on the IM board. Let me refresh everybody. Brian will give everybody one last chance to chime in. The contest tonight, we're awarding 2 prizes, and it'll be everything you see in front of us right here. It'll be Flambeau product, MTB, line cutter, Real Snot, TH product, Liquid Mayhem. All that stuff's going to be involved in the prize package. The question was, the Ike Live crew is stuck on this damn island. We can't get it off. Can't get off the island. How do we get off the island using one of these sponsor products? Give you one couple last minutes to chime in. If you can tell us, using one of these sponsor products, how do we get off this damn island? 2 winners we're going to announce.
Multiple products.
Multiple products. Yeah, or multiple. That's right. Maybe using them all at one time.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
That'd be kind of cool. Dave, we were just talking offset. We got exciting in a couple weeks. We're going to go see a band. We've seen these guys together probably maybe what, 5, 6, 7 times over the years, probably. Maybe something give or take.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sometimes. Yeah, 6, 7 times. Sure.
So we're getting an opportunity to go see Machine Head down in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then you said you're getting to see them before that as well with your son.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So November 2nd, they're at the Starland Ballroom in North Jersey, kind of by Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
And I'm taking David to see them for the first time.
That's pretty cool.
And
is he excited?
He doesn't know yet.
Okay.
And hopefully he's not watching.
Okay. Oh, it's a surprise.
It was.
Oh. Wow, Mel, if you're watching, don't say anything.
And then we're going Sunday night. We're going to go down to our buddy Tom's house, and we're going to see them. Sunday night. They announced that last month that this will be the last tour that 2 of the 4 band members will be on.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, Dave McLean, the drummer.
Yeah.
And Phil Demmel, the lead guitarist, are both leaving the band. McLean's been there for probably 20 years and Demmel for like 16.
Well, is it true, though, that they've got color commentating jobs with MLF as well?
They took their MLF invite.
Even the guys from Machine Head got outbid by Pete.
Yeah, the drummer didn't even apply.
They're like, oh, we want that drummer.
Oh, man.
Pete's resume of 2,000 pages and video segments didn't work. Just going to go with the drummer of MLF. Eric the intern. Gilligan, what do you got?
We got a couple more contest submissions
Ooh.
that I think we should go over real quick.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Biffled Shorts suggests that to get off the island, we simply create the MTB Pro Tour with lofty promises of fame and fortune, and we'll be able to float to safety on fat stacks of cash.
He's been killing it.
Wow.
It's
I love it.
stout.
Biffle Short's got a hard on for MLF. I like it, man. Damn. They might not let Tommy fish after hearing all this anymore. It's crazy. What else we got?
Check that ego, MLF.
This one doesn't necessarily use any sponsor products. It's staying with the MLF theme. Wait until Boyd Duckett tracks you with the tracking device he's putting on all anglers fishing the BPT and sends his yacht.
That's kind of funny.
That doesn't involve a sponsor.
No,
it doesn't involve a sponsor. But that's funny, though. It's funny. Brian Carpenter, you want to give a couple more minutes? Let's do this. While we're waiting for a couple last responses, and of course, we're also waiting for one last special guest to come in and sit down.
Yeah, JT says, tell Ike my mom wants to know when the next Fish My City is on and why the hell wasn't it this week. She loves it. We are watching.
Yeah, JT. Absolutely. I love it. Tell Mom we said it is re-airing tomorrow night, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Both shows back to back. And then we have a brand new premiere, Mom, if you're listening, this Friday, 10 p.m. It's going to be the London Fish My City. So thank you for asking that. Wait a minute. Man, I see something coming off screen here. So hold on. She's coming in. Been waiting for her to show up. There she goes! Ginger, everybody, Ginger.
Oh, not Ginger.
Oh, I mean, a Thurston housewife. No, Marianne.
You idiot.
Yeah.
Marianne. How are you, Marianne?
Oh, man.
Sorry, I got you mixed up.
Look a bit like Dorothy.
No, you
You
don't.
do look like Dorothy.
Dude, can you wear this later tonight?
You know how tired I am of changing?
I would have
Because,
went with
like,
the ginger
even
costume.
their makeup was different.
I like it, though. Now, this, actually, out of the three, this is the one that's sort of, I'm like, yeah.
I don't own any short sleeve button down, so I had to steal this from Mike.
Wow, it is my shirt. I like it. Wow, I like you with dark hair. Kind of hot.
It's creepy. It's
Damn
creepy.
it,
It's
man.
creepy for all of the viewers.
How you doing, Marianne?
Thurston just turned into a gigolo.
Marianne. Oh, let me get back into character real quick.
No, please no.
No, just for one little
Be
thing.
a pervy old guy.
Marianne.
Oh, God.
Marianne, what's your sign?
What are we talking
Marianne, let's go drink champagne and bubbly.
about with your teddy bear? How creepy is the teddy
Dude,
bear?
he's loving that.
Marianne,
teddy bear.
Marianne, can I shower you with my cash? I'm telling you, if I was a single Thurston Howe on that island and Marianne walked past looking like that,
Like, that's the question. Why didn't the professor ever, like...
the professor?
Saying he didn't?
You think the professor was hitting him on the side?
Come on.
No, it was such an innocent show.
Nah, professor was getting. No, actually, they broke barriers. Back then, you weren't allowed to show a woman's belly button, but they got away with it. There was a
Wow.
loophole, yeah.
Is that true?
Oh yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Look at it now.
Look at it now.
You got Gilligan's Island Pornhub.
Wow.
This show is going to... Brian Carpenter, let's do this. While we're getting into we're going to announce the winners here in 1 second. I want to put up the toll-free phone number, and let's open up the phone line, see if we can get a last couple stragglers in, get your opinion on the Howells, JT's decision, the state of the sport, Halloween, anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Bill Taylor looking over at us. If you've got questions for Marianne and her exposed belly button, we could also talk about that. I did want to talk a little bit about while you're putting a number up there, Brian, let's talk about how about that fish? Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there's a
Why are
Bass
you
University Thursday night.
There is?
Yes.
I thought
This
we were
Thursday night.
canceling that.
No, we're not canceling it.
Oh, I thought Becky said it was canceled.
Good luck with
I
that.
did not say that.
Oh, I heard you say that this
However,
morning.
Thursday night we're going to be live with Carl Jacobson off of his top 6 finish from the Opens Championship.
Yeah.
Talk about that glide bait action he was throwing out there in the
Yeah.
tournament. It's pretty
Yeah,
badass.
glide.
And we're going to have Bub Tosh.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about Bub Tosh real quick,
Dude,
man.
I've known Bub for a long time. Bub he's a character.
He is a character.
He's a hell of a fisherman. When
Yeah.
it comes to West Coast,
Yeah.
he's one of the best out there. But here's the thing I love about Bub, and this is why he's a great fit on BU Live. From day one that I've known Bub, going back 15 years, he's been an innovator. Seriously, I love it. He's the dude that tweaks shit, that wants to make shit better, that figures out new stuff, new ways to fish baits, new rigging methods. I'm excited to get Bub on. He's I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. He's out there in his thinking. You know what I mean? Which I think makes him a creative angler. Definitely a different way that he thinks in lures and presentations. That's actually going to be a good one. I can't wait to talk
stoked
about.
for it, yeah.
I'm stoked to talk to Bob. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I talked to Bob, so it'll be nice.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. We got a phone number there yet, Brian?
Yeah, working on it.
Oh,
Take
okay.
care.
I did want to mention the fish catch on Broad and Race. Did anybody see that?
I heard about it.
Did you happen to see that, Dave, or no?
I watched some stuff.
Little
yeah.
channel cat come out of
Yeah.
Broad and Race. What do you think about that?
I mean, people just don't know. They underestimate those sewers and how many fish are swimming around in them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, you do have to match the hatch, correct?
Sure.
Them things are eating hot dogs, you're eating pretzels,
Cigarette butts.
everything. It's crazy.
Talk about some of the funny things that happened and what people said to you, though.
It's been a mix. It's been a mixed bag. It's actually, I've had everything from, they can't believe it to they want to go do it. So they're going to go out next weekend. The funniest one that came through, this was about a week after the clip aired, and I told Eric this, is, I looked at the comments and I just laugh with them because it's making a lot of people laugh, and that's great, But the serious ones that come back,
Oh, God.
and I looked on the Twitter post, and there was a comment that came through. This is the best one, and it was a architectural engineering firm from Philadelphia, right? And like modest followers, and and someone from the architectural firm Twitter account, not like somebody that works there on their independent account, the architectural firm tweeted back with this long paragraph saying, Mr. Iaconelli, there is no possible way that you were able to catch a live fish out of sewer grate number 2-31B on Broad and Arch Street, because here is the schematic that outlines that sewer drain. And dude, they literally posted a picture of the schematic of that drain.
Oh my God.
Schematic?
Whatever you
Why
call
has it got to be a schematic?
Schematic.
What the hell is your problem?
And dude, so you looked at the diagram, and I'm looking at this thing, and I'm laughing. I'm like, this is like, who would go out of their way to be this detailed? And I'm looking at the schematic, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And the diagram says on it, it says 1904. It's 100 and fucking, whatever years old.
Hey, at least he's putting some work in.
He's putting some work in.
I like it.
Dude,
And what was your response?
My response back was, I can't remember the exact response back, but it was like, thank you for the information, and thank you for this amazing schematic that's from 1904. The only problem is it doesn't show the fish that live in that drain.
Oh, man.
Which it has fish in it, obviously, if you saw the video. So
Schematics just don't show fish.
yes, schematics don't show fish.
We got a fish on the line.
Yeah,
when you're ready.
architectural firm, thank you for sending that, but fuck you. Okay. Caller, what's your name? Where you call from?
Hey, Michael.
Hi, who is this?
It's Bill.
Oh, Bill! Oh my God, you're right behind me. This is like the echo
Hey.
effect. How you doing tonight?
I wanted to make sure you got that cutout I sent you.
Bill, we got it. I tell you, we've got a lot of memorabilia here in Ike Live Studio, and when Brian texted me that you sent this, I was so excited. He sent me a picture. I honestly, out of everything that's in here, you know, with the exception of our Mark McCallan little box here, this is the most important piece of memorabilia in the entire studio. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I was voted the sexiest man in Kentucky. One time.
I can see
what
that.
About JT Kenney? Huh?
I can see
Gonna
why.
quit fishing.
Gosh. Yeah, what do you think about what do you think about JT? Was that a strange announcement for you? And were you sad to see JT go from FLW?
I was, but I think he needs a haircut. That's the most important thing he needs to get for he's going to be on TV all the time.
Right. What about Byron, though? You guys have hired Byron Velvick.
Well, we're going to fire him because his hair is better than Scott Martin's. And that's all allowed.
That's true.
He can't be prettier than Scott.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of Scott,
Michael, I've got a special announcement to make tonight.
Okay.
Luke Duncan is staying on the FLW tour.
Wow, Luke Duncan staying on FLW. Big announcement.
Yeah.
Holy.
He wasn't invited anywhere, not even to fish a club. But he's definitely staying on the FLW tour.
Wow, well that's exciting. Luke's a good friend of ours, good friend of the show, and hell of an angler, and hell of a social media and just brand presence out there. So you guys are lucky.
We are very lucky. Hang on, I won't get him.
What's that?
Hello. Hey.
What did you say, Bill? I'm sorry.
Bill just handed me the phone.
Oh.
Bill just asked me, Bill. I'm trying to get in with Bill a little closer.
This is Bill trying to do Luke Duncan.
Like some of my competition out there. So hanging with Bill tonight, Kentucky. What's up, guys?
How you doing, Luke? Wow, this is a surprise.
I'm good.
What do you guys do? Are you guys taking shots together, or what are you doing?
We are. We're actually getting ready for a big Halloween party here at Bill's house. Chris Jones is going to be over. It's going to get wild.
Wow, I like it. Now, Luke, I got to know this. I've known Bill for over 20 years, and I've never known him to have facial hair. Is there any way you can convince Bill right now to grow something? I mean, a goat, a mustache, anything.
No, will not happen.
Gosh.
Will not happen. He hates my beard with a passion. I hear that every time I'm within earshot of him.
Wow. I want something. I want just a little couple chinny chin chins, anything.
Is there any way we can get a Chris Jones life-size cutout in here?
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Wow!
Chris?
No, that was he just that was like a drive-by. He just walked by every time he hears his name, he can't help it. He can't help it. He was helping Bill move something for the party.
Wow, I got excited for a second. I thought we were going to have Chris on the phone.
Yeah, he just he's with a couple lines and then he's got to go away.
Luke, I need to ask you, Luke, what are your plans for Halloween? What is your costume involve?
Believe it or not, I don't have one because I'm going to be working a deal for TH Marine in Texas. I'm super boring.
Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. I do need an update on something. I was scanning social media the other day, and I saw that you had a fish that was leading the Big Bass event at some point. Fill us in. What was the end result of all that?
The end result was I got beat by 2/100ths of an ounce by Keith Combs at Sam Rayford for $10,000. Yeah.
You got beat by 2/100ths of an ounce?
Yes, 2/100ths of an ounce.
For how much? What was the prize? What was the prize?
$10,000.
$10,000. And what did you get for second place?
$500.
Oh!
So the Sealy Outdoors guys invite us to fish this pro invitational, they call it, in conjunction with their Sealy Outdoors Big Bass Splash, which is like an hourly big bass tournament.
Yep.
So we fished the same format, and second place basically pays nothing. I just won 1 hour, which was $500, and that's it.
Wow.
We drove 10.5 hours home. It was great.
Oh my God! Now I was going to say it must feel terrible, and I can't understand how you feel, but I've been beat by Keith Combs before, sort of like that. So I do know how it feels. I do know how it feels.
Well, he doesn't catch little fish. I don't know if you know that or not. He made a post that says he doesn't kiss little fish. So he proved that.
Did he actually make that post though?
Oh yeah, he did during the MLS BASS debate. Yeah.
Wow.
He said he's never been good at catching little fish, anyways.
Man,
so he's staying at bass.
That was kind of like Dean Rojas getting on stage and saying he was the king of frogfish.
Yes.
How about that?
Dean Rojas. Yes.
Rojas.
Yes, Rojas.
Bold statement.
That is a bold statement.
Gourd.
It is a bold statement.
We're going to let Ish know that he said that. We'll have let Ish
Oh,
have
don't.
Adam.
Please don't. Please don't.
Now,
is Keith shaped more like a pear or a gourd?
I guess a gourd. I don't know.
Gourd.
Luke, I do want to seriously get your take on all this. I'd feel funny if I didn't ask you what the hell the last 3-4 weeks in the fishing industry seems like the end of the world and a tidal wave and a flood and a bomb all at one time. What's your take on what's going on in the sport right now?
Basically what you just said. I've been through every range of emotion. I feel like all of us have that are involved because, you don't know from one day to the next what's going on. Obviously, I think the Bass Pro Tour is a very good deal, but for the other guys on the outside looking in, it's kind of a scary time because I do believe a lot of the fan attention is going to go that way, and rightfully so. Most of the guys have earned the right to be there with long careers and things, but you just hope that FLW and Bass continue to thrive and that fans keep paying attention. I mean, that's my biggest thing, and from the sponsor standpoint, I feel like, there's only so much pie to go around,
Yeah.
And when there are 300 anglers, because now you got to think with a lot of guys leaving FLW, a lot of guys leaving the elites, you got new blood coming in. You're going to have a lot of rookies that are all going to be wanting or needing to be sponsored, and it changes things. There are a lot of mouths to feed out there, and there's only so much to go around.
Yeah. What's the morale right now? What's the current state of the FLW anglers? I know a few weeks ago when we did a show, we were made aware that there was a 80 or 90 signature protest going around that guys at FLW, even though they were happy about no co-anglers, they were unhappy about FLW's stance to not increase payouts or lower entries. What's the morale there right now from the guys that you have talked to?
It's good. FLW, there was some money that went away from the payout, and FLW did the right thing after that petition went around, and they put the money back, and they really worked with the anglers. And I think between that and no co-anglers, everybody, the morale is really good right now. It's going to be a little different look. We lost a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys going to the Elite Series, and obviously lost several in the BPT. Some of the top names over there, so it's going to look a little different this year. But I think it's all good. And honestly, and I listened to the show when you guys had Bill and the Super Show you did a few weeks ago, and to your point, you said that you feel like you and Pete both said that they're one of the most they're kind of steady Eddie.
Steady.
And
yes.
I do believe that. They've got the BFLs, they've got the Costa Series, and they've got the tour. And you're going to see 20 guys leave that are big names, and you're going to see 20 guys fall right in there.
Yeah.
They're not going to have trouble filling their field. If anything, I think they'll have too many people enter. It always seems to be the case. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's interesting times, to say the very least.
It is. Now, I got it. This is Ike Live. You know the rules. You've been on the show 20 times. You got to answer this honestly. You cannot lie on this question. How effing good does it feel to have Andy Morgan the hell out of there?
Oh, my God. If I could just listen, I love Andy. I love him. But, yeah, I'm so glad. And I was really, I've been at home lighting candles, having prayer, all kind of stuff, hoping that 3 of them Mark would lead to. And I was like, hey, Angler of the Year. Yeah. I won't lie, all but called Mark Zona and told him I'd buy him a new house so I could go to the Elite Series. I felt the same thing over there. I mean, hell, everybody's out of the way. Let's go win a classic or two, you know?
Oh, man. It's funny because those guys are actual hammers, dude. You know, like when I saw...
Dude, they're scary.
Yeah, when I saw Morgan coming to MLF, I was just like, especially the way he fishes, you know? He fishes he fishes with a brown paper bag by the seat of his pants.
Right.
I'm like, dude, if anybody is going to smash their faces in an MLF, it's Andy Morgan.
he's gonna hold his own. I'll tell you, my buddy Justin Atkins, better look out for Justin over there too.
Yeah.
Justin's on a hell of a roll right now, and he'll do well.
Did Thrift make his announcement?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, he did earlier this fall, and then I think he got a couple of other invites maybe, but I don't know if he's officially made it or not.
Wow, he's getting like me. He's going to make an announcement about an announcement about an official
Nobody
announcement.
can stretch it out like you, brother.
Wait, Mike, you're going to make an announcement again?
I got another announcement I'm going to make, but it's going to be a little bit.
Are you going to do like a 4-hour show to do that?
I'm going to do a 4-hour show, and then we may have technical difficulties. At the
We're
very
only
end.
40 minutes away from a 4-hour show.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
God. Are we really?
Yeah.
It's crazy. How's that
We
happen?
never really wrapped up on how that last one ended and stuff.
I know.
Do we have to?
I
Do
don't
we
know.
have
I thought
to
it was-
talk anymore?
I thought it was fascinating.
What, the way the last one ended? I thought it was great. I loved it. I loved it. And Luke, I don't know if you knew this, but it's, you know, PR and publicity is a funny thing. I told Brian, you know, Brian that night and the next morning was so worried. He's like, "This is the worst thing we've ever done on Ike Live." Like more than
Janet was worried.
Yeah,
too.
more than talking about politics or race or religion. You know, Brian's like, "This is clearly the worst thing we've ever done on Ike Live." And I started to monitor our social numbers, and I think we lost people on Ike Live social pages. I looked at my own. I lost like 50 Facebook followers. I lost 100 Instagram followers. I can't remember how many Twitter followers. And then slowly but surely they came back, and then the number doubled. And I looked at Brian. I looked at Brian and I go, that's what it's all about right there.
Lost 50, gained 200.
That's right. Lose 50, gain 200. Called it a day. So it was.
I like it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Marianne, how do you feel about it?
I feel good about it.
Marianne, how do you feel about your coconuts?
I lost my coconut, by the way. During one of my costume changes, I lost my coconut.
You honestly don't have your coconut
I
anymore?
don't have my coconut.
Don't drink out of Pete's coconut.
I
He's
know.
sick.
See, now I don't know
drink
what coconut's my coconut. I'm not drinking out of a
And
coconut.
Pete has a big ass coconut, so don't drink out of that thing.
Oh, man. That conjures up an image.
Nasty old big coconut.
Okay, the show
Yeah.
is going to have to come to an end.
Old coconut. Sorry, Pete.
Old coconut.
Old gray hair filled wrinkled coconut.
Does someone have to win a prize?
Oh
so we
yeah,
can go
yeah,
to
we
bed?
do have to announce prizes. That's right, we do. Yeah, Junja Bunji, did you want to say anything, Junja Bunji?
Kill him, Gilligan.
Me kill him, Gilligan.
All right, seriously, like announce the prize winners. There's no one watching.
We're going to announce
Luke,
them.
announce the winners, bud.
Yeah, Luke, announce the prize
Announce
winners.
the winners. Hey.
Bill wins!
Oh my God.
Yes! Oh, Marianne just left. This is
Oh, by the way,
bad.
Luke was beside himself when I sent him a picture of the Bill Taylor we got. He called
Oh,
Bill
my
and said,
God.
"How do I get one?"
I called Bill last week and told him I needed one.
That's funny. I wonder how many he's got. You think he's got like a whole army of himself?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's one small
It's like
house
iRobot.
specifically devoted
Yeah.
to those.
Yeah. Yeah, on his way out the door. You're so handsome.
Hey, good looking.
Appreciate you.
Hey, sailor.
Appreciate me.
All right, Bill, help us, Luke, help us pick the winner here.
All right, Luke.
Fire it up.
Here's our choices. Let's let Luke pick the two winners.
Okay.
Give us 4.
So, Brad S. If it's windy, take Pete's shirt, use it as a sail while you stand on a Flambeau gun box.
It's pretty good.
Then we got
number 2.
Dick Trickworm. If you're stranded, just give Tackle Warehouse $50 and they'll ship you for free.
That's pretty good. All right.
Dick Trickworm. I like the name.
Number 3.
I like the name too. Yeah.
All right, this is a new one that came in that we haven't read yet, but I thought it was pretty good. He went into great detail. Mike grabs a flambeau full of Mullock's lovers covered in liquid mayhem. 3 a.m. regret. He catches a 12-inch bass and screams so loud the Coast Guard follows their read that skewmate to the island and saves the Ike Live crew that is so hungry they're all eating bottles of real snot.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That was complex though with all the.
That was egregious sponsor plugs.
That was egregious. All right, and number 4. Give us number 4.
Oh yeah, here's the last one. Use the line cutters to turn Dave's pants into sail and flambeau as a paddle so you can all ride out on Ike's ego.
I swear the Ike's ego once got it from
That's I would have to
That's
agree.
where my heart's at.
Wow. All right, Luke, it's up to you. Those 4.
I'm going number 1. I got to go using Pete's shirt as a sail.
Okay.
All right.
Number 1 is a winner, and we got one more. One more, Luke.
I'm going Dick Trickworm all the way.
Yes.
Tackle Warehouse,
Number
50 bucks.
Tackle Warehouse.
Tackle
there you have
Warehouse,
it.
yep.
Okay. Beck, our winners. We have 2
we have
winners.
winners.
Yes.
Who would have thought you guys
We
would get
picked
that
them.
far?
Becky, you're welcome.
Becky's doing shots.
She's
by
pressing.
herself.
She's pressing hard
I'm
for the end of the
drinking
show.
by myself heavily, but I
Yeah.
appreciate your help with that. You're hired. You
You're
can come
so
back
welcome,
whenever
Becky.
you want.
Just send a check whenever.
All right.
So that was Brad S. and Dick Trickworm. You were the 2 winners.
Brad S., Dick Trickworm, thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for playing along.
Yes, and expect Eric might ship that to you in about a month.
Oh,
We're still on that joke?
If you harass
It's not a
him
relevant
at
joke anymore. I'm
least
sorry.
10 times.
It used to be all on Beck. Beck, we used to bust your balls about it.
Yeah,
Now we bust Eric's balls.
It's not even on me
Dream
anymore.
The Dream Killer. That's right.
Yeah.
You were the Dream Killer.
I love it.
I think, Luke, I think we still have somebody emailing us about they never got a Kong mount.
I'm sure. Listen, that wasn't my responsibility. But if it was, they'll never get it. Because I do contests on social media all the time. I've still got some from last year I haven't shipped. You know.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's like you said, though. You lose 50 followers, you gain 200.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You know the rules. You know the
I
rules.
know the rules.
Well, Luke, I'm excited. I think you're gonna have a killer year at FLW. I think you're gonna smash
Man,
their faces
I feel
in.
like it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, I know you're with Bill. Tell Bill we said thank you for the cutout, man.
I will. Him and Chris just went to the beer store.
Gotcha. I know they're big drinkers.
Yeah, love it. Love a beer.
They're going to come back with boons.
As long as it's a Keystone Light. Hashtag FLW Fishing.
That's right. That's right. Only sponsored product.
I
That's
took
it.
them for like Behringer White Zin drinkers.
Nope. Got to be Keystone. That's a sponsor of FLW. It's got to be Keystone.
Yeah, it used to be. Used to be a sponsor. Good old Keystone. I think we lost Keystone.
Damn it, man.
Yeah, we're down to whatever's cheaper than Keystone now.
Natty Ice.
Natty's. The Natty Ice Tour.
The Natty Ice Tour.
Hey, do you think, real quick, before I go, do you think that anybody will get upset if I just show up and blast off at the first BPT with my boat and truck and just act like I'm boat 41? And just stand there. Stand there in the parking lot.
Oh, dude, you know how funny that? I mean, like full out dressed in a tournament
Yeah,
jersey, the whole
ready to
nine.
go.
And the funnier thing is, if you were in the same round with Boyd, and then you did the circle around his boat. Who is that guy? Do you remember that whole thing at Guntersville?
Yeah, it was a few years
The
ago.
dude did a circle around.
Yes.
Around. It was around Boyd's boat.
Yeah.
And the dude got kicked out of bass forever and ever.
What
was his name?
Yeah, I forget who that was.
Yeah, they called the police. They called the Coast Guard.
He did
SWAT.
donuts around his boat and they booted him.
They booted
like,
him.
not even from the
Yeah,
tournament.
that's right.
He was booted.
But here's
from,
the
like,
thing: in
tournament
retrospect, when it happened, everybody was like, "Oh, poor Boyd, this guy's crazy." But all these years later, was he?
You know what, Mike? I'm going to refrain from commenting. But 12 years from now, I might want an invite.
That's right. You might want to get in, so you got to censor yourself.
Yeah, the Hank Cherry approach.
Got to follow suit.
Try not to model the Hank Cherry approach of getting an invite.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to say, I'm not sponsored by them, but duck and rods sure are swell when they're in your hand.
They are swell.
I love those white rods.
They are swell. They look good. I'll tell you that.
They look good. All right, hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
I appreciate
Happy
it.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Hey, Luke, when's the next low budget live, buddy?
The next low budget live will be this week. I'll have a low budget live, not live.
Oh, okay. Who you
Maybe
got
with
coming
a
on?
special guest.
Who you got?
I'm not sure yet. That's why I said maybe.
Sounds like
It's
an Ike Live show.
Sounds like very much like an Ike Live show.
Yeah, sounds like an Ike Live show.
It will never be when I say it's going to be.
I like it.
Same here.
I like it. Luke Duncan, everybody.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Luke.
See you, bud.
See y'all.
Right, is that the one you sent me the audio of that podcast?
I forget what I sent you.
You sent me one that I said sounded like the.
Oh no, that
all
was
right.
that was Brian Thrift and Matt Ari show.
Hey,
Let's
real
talk
quick.
fish. Hey, yeah.
I want to talk about a random thing. Can I talk about a random thing?
Sure, Marianne.
I want to give a shout out to the Barstool Sports guys,
Oh, yeah.
Barstool Outdoors. I don't know if everyone follows them, but you should. Their stuff is pretty funny,
It's groovy.
It's groovy.
and they've got a bit of a podcast going on too that Mike did.
They got a great podcast. It was awesome. I was telling Brian about it. I got to go up there to we went to New York. They have offices there, amazing offices, and it was cool because I got to see how other dudes do a podcast. It was really, really insightful on some of the things they did there that I think as we grow to our next phase, we'll steal some of their ideas. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, they just all sit around a table. Like,
Yeah, big table, a little
Yeah.
more communal, which
Yeah.
was really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but the room was literally the size of the box that you're in. Once again, the studio always looks so much bigger.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that small, but it was small. It was
small.
It was a small space.
But I did feel really good that the podcast was supposed to come out days ago, but they had an audio issue. It wasn't lining up.
Wow.
And I was like, yes, it's
Look
not
at
just us.
Look at that. See?
I don't wish ill on anyone, but
No.
that made me so excited.
Oh yeah, because we have that issue every day.
Yeah. No, it was cool. You
like the weird kung fu fighting JT Kenney tonight.
Yeah.
What was
I'm looking at it
no idea.
on the laptop here, and it's in time, but there it was out.
So weird. It was cool because it was like I've been doing this for a while now, and you guys have got to go on podcast recently. You did what he calls
Straightcast.
Straightcast.
Yep.
It was nice being on the other side for a little bit. You know, letting somebody else handle the questions, and it was cool. It was neat.
Yeah, Straightcast was supposed to have Dave Mercer tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Dave?
No.
He's in the hospital, man.
What?
Why?
Yeah, he's hurt his back.
Wow.
So he's not down at the
Chatuge
bracket.
or Carter's.
Yeah,
Carter's.
He's not at Clark's. He's in the hospital.
Carter's.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I'd send him a message.
Did he fall or something?
Holy crap.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
speaking of other anglers,
Canada's probably icy or something.
speaking of other anglers that have been through a lot, I don't know if everyone was watching, but the Tharps were
Yes.
right there in the line of that Hurricane Mike that came through. And they had 6 feet of water come through their house, their backyard, their house, destroyed. I
Destroyed.
mean, they still don't have like running water and electricity and all that. And there is a GoFundMe page for them. I'll put it on.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my personal page. But insurance always finds loopholes
Oh, yeah.
to make sure to
Dude.
not be able
Dude, how
to pay you.
How fucked is that? How fucked is that? Dude, that is the most insane thing. You do everything right?
You pay the damn.
You pay it monthly or quarterly. You pay the money, and you think you're covered. You think everything's good, and like somewhere at the bottom of the page, there's something that gets them out of paying for $60,000 of damage
Lawyers.
on a devastating event that's Mother Nature, right? Isn't that what insurance is all
like,
about?
FEMA won't touch you if you still have a roof.
It's
over your
crazy.
head, and
Right.
The insurance company finds a way. It's just heartbreaking. If anyone
heartbreaking.
wants
I
to throw a
remember
little love their
a
direction.
dozen years ago or so, all these the giant houses down on the Outer Banks after a hurricane rolled through there. Insurance wouldn't touch them as long as they were standing.
Yeah.
So they were totaled. They were you couldn't go back to them, and they just sat there leaning, and nothing would happen until they fell. Insurance
Wow.
wouldn't pay as long as they were standing. So whatever. Anyhow,
it's
fucked.
It was explained to me by someone really smart why they hold on to that money like that.
Yeah.
Because they make more money of it sitting
Damn right
invested
they do.
than they
Right.
do paying it out. So they string it out as long as they possibly can, knowing they're going to eventually pay.
Right. Now, see if Dave, that was your deal. If you had one of those houses that they wouldn't pay on that was sort of half standing, I know what you'd do. You just go kick that thing down,
Or that house would have been.
or run your bass boat into a wall in the Delaware River, or
Yeah.
whatever.
You know what? I feel the same way about. I feel the same way about the government. All these people who want to like get all this money back during like tax season, you're just getting your own money back.
Yeah.
So I'd rather hold on to my money as long as possible. I'll make money off my money, and then I'll give it to you on April 15th.
Yeah. What can we do about telemarketers?
And the
Dude,
show.
are they blowing up your cell phones?
Oh, yeah.
10 calls a
Oh
day.
my mother loving God!
insane. I hate
I can't
telemarketers.
stand it.
My God, my college debt that I didn't know I had is
Oh, that
incredible.
one? Oh, get on the do not call list. Yeah, F that. Dude, somebody
If you
needs to
block the
fucking
number,
die over
another
that.
number just calls
Oh,
you
yeah.
right
Dude,
away.
They took it to another level with me the other day. So they've been doing the matching your cell number. Like mine starts with 430, so I get a lot of 430 telemarketers.
Yeah.
I had one show up on my caller ID. It was like Tyrell, like Johnson. And I have a lot of people applying, so I'm like, oh shit, I don't remember interviewing this dude. So I'm like, hello, and it's like get on your cruise now. You know what I mean?
Oh my God,
sons of bitches!
Whoa,
you got me, dude. Yeah,
dude. The only thing I found to be effective, it's not blocking it, it's not hanging up on them, it's using the jerky boys against the telemarketers. It's very effective, in my opinion. Becky, you know this. I do this all the time. When they call, and they're selling whatever they're trying to sell, I just break into character as they're talking, and I leave them so bizarrely confused about who they're talking to that I don't get a call back from that number. Now I do get other numbers, but
I found out that if you F with them at all, and they sniff you out on that, dude, you go on the rapid fire list.
No,
oh, it picks
I
up
got
steam.
hung up on the other day.
Didn't happen to me.
I had a
They
guy
stopped
call
calling.
me. I had a guy call me, and he said that I won because I'd stayed at one of their properties. I won a 12-day trip, and I was like,
Let me guess.
what property have I stayed at of yours? And he goes, oh, you stayed at one of our properties. I'm like, oh, okay, weren't you there, Eric?
I was in the office.
And he was like, I just need to confirm. Do you still make salary-wise between $35,000 and $200,000? And I was like, well, shouldn't you know how much I make if you're calling to tell me how much I make to see if I qualify? And he goes, well, do you still make this? And I said, well, when would I have given that information to you at the beginning? When
No
I stayed
answer.
at your property.
Did they have answers?
He hung up on me.
Whoa.
Eric was there, and I was like, he hung up on me. I was like trying to argue with the guy.
I got told off. I mean, dude dropped every F-bomb up and down on me.
The sales guy?
You? No, I was a stinky foreigner.
Oh.
Pack of stinky or something.
He did?
Yeah.
Just stinky.
Wow.
Yeah, I said a little something to him. I just whispered a little something in his ear as he called, and then he was just like,
we approach it
He just
fun.
went off on me. It
Yeah.
was hilarious. I was laughing.
Like, my wife and I approach it a little bit funner. If we get a live person, we immediately go into trying to sell them something from Craigslist that they think we have on.
That's
And
a
we
good
have
one.
fun.
Yeah.
Snap a turtle? Yeah, we have fun. They hang up on you.
Oh, yeah.
Once they realize you're dicking
See,
them,
now
they
that's
hang up.
fun. That's
Yeah.
fun. That's a way to flip-flop it and make it fun. I like that one.
All right, well, I'm going to be
We're
a
done?
billionaire
Yeah, let's get out of here.
in 23 minutes.
23 minutes. The
let's
numbers.
wrap. I can get up
this.
to 5 a.m., guys.
All right, yeah. Let's wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. This was the Ike Live Halloween special. Amazing show with great guests, by the way, Marianne. We had Randy and Robin Howell, the actual Howells, join us. We also had JT Kenney join us, making a big announcement, changing from an angler to a color commentator. And as a grand finale, Brian DeCarpenter, big exclamation point.
I never looked at the phone. I put the number up and I never turned around.
Phone rang. Maybe it rang. Maybe it did.
Thanks for calling. Sorry about
as
that.
a grand finale, we had Luke
I
Duncan
just
on.
never turned around.
And Luke was awesome. Real quick, I do want to remind everybody, Fish My City, Nat Geo Wild, Friday nights, 10 p.m. original airings. If you're listening and watching right now and you missed the New York or New Orleans show, tune in at 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night, and you can catch up on your Fish My City. And last but not least, the next show, Brian, I would like to announce.
Yes.
It's either going to be November 6th or 7th, Election Day or the day after Election Day. We're going to figure that out. November 6th or 7th. It will be, listen to this show. I want you to listen to this. This is a really cool show. It's going to be the Fish My City special. We're going to have exclusive clips on the show. We're going to talk to Nat Geo Wild, the producers, the directors, the camera guys, and some of the guests that I fished with in these 6 episodes. You're going to hear things you never heard before. You're going to see clips you never saw. You're going to find out all the ins and outs of making the show. It's going to be a good one.
So we're getting phone calls or Skypes? Or...
We're going to have Skypes, phone calls, maybe an in-studio guest. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try to convince somebody that's a little more local to come up and hang with us. It'll be good.
Okie doke.
Yes. It's going to be a great show. Want to thank everybody in the room also. Marianne, thank you for joining us. June Jabunji on the casting couch. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Kill him, Gilligan.
Also want to thank
Sick Pete.
Also want to thank the skipper who's puking right now somewhere in the back of the island. Want to thank the professor with that beautiful hair. It's never moved all night. It's been perfect. And the blue shirt, not white. Also want to thank Eric the intern with a white duct tape collar on a red shirt, a.k.a. Gilligan. Thank you, Gilligan.
I'm sure no one could even tell that on camera.
No, it looks like an actual white collar.
It looks legit.
Does look legit.
He's Gilligan as F.
Too legit to quit. It's been a great show. Hope you had a good time. Good night, and have a happy, happy Halloween.
Hallows Eve.
Good night. Should we sing the Gilligan's Island theme song before we go out, though?
Professor and Mary.
No, but no, from the beginning. How's it go?
I don't know. That's all I know.
Eric, draw that up.
Eric, drop the.
Yeah, let's get the show pulled down from YouTube in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's get the show. Let's get the show pulled down from YouTube.
Tale of a fight.
Well, if we sing it, it won't be pulled down, right?
This is true.
All right. How's it go? Just give me the beginning to it.
Let's sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
A tale of a fateful trip. Listen.
Right back and you'll hear a
tale of a fateful trip
that started from this tropic void
aboard this tiny ship.
The mate was a mighty
sailor,
and the skipper brave and
sure.
Passenger set
sail that day on a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. My tiny salad was tossed. If that were the careless crew, the minnow would be lost. There's Pete, the minnow would be lost.
The ship set ground on the
sail that day. I'll get the skipper too. A millionaire and his wife, a movie star, the professor and Marianne here on